Under the carpet, they're hiding away. Under the carpet, they're lying and they're cold. You know it's not funny. It's a sad, sad life for a little dust bunny. Next to the heat vent, stuck there for days. They have a problem, they don't have any way to move. You know it's not funny. It's sad when you think about all the poor dust bunnies. Someone just fired up the vacuum cleaner. They huddle underneath the door, jammed together. Just when they get big enough to run, they end up on the end of a broom, and it's no fun. You know it's not funny. Hide and quiver in the dark, the poor dust bunnies. It's a sad, sad life for a little dust bunny. It's sad when you think about all the poor dust bunnies. The poor dust bunnies.
That's that. Hello. Hello, Don Kingsley's Donkey Kong channel. How are you doing? And hello, King Crab. I imagine everyone's over at Buttocks's, so there's that.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hello. How are you?
How do I sound?
Like a robot.
But I am really a man in a robot's body.
Right. Okay. What's the best part? Is it the robot part or the man part?
Robots, snakes, bees,
Yeah.
man.
Robots first, then snakes, then bees, then man. Okay, bees are better than the men. That's probably right, actually. Hello, Mr. Ben Spastic. How you doing? Yes, well, there's been quite a bit of stuff going on this week. It's VB o'clock. Oh, that's very true. I've got some beer somewhere. I have to go and get it. But I just came over from lurking at... Oh, hey up, Luke. Yeah, robot in disguise, indeed.
Some people call me the Game Master.
What, like Patrick? What's his name? Patrick Moore? Do you know who he is?
Yes, Captain N.
Captain N. I don't know who Captain N is. I saw your intro on your channel, but I don't know who it is.
I helped save Videoland.
Oh, cool. Yes. Oh, right. Well, there's a portent for us all. Is Captain N the Game Master? Yeah, well, we had a Game Master, and he was a guy called Patrick Moore who plays the xylophone, and it was a games show that was on. It was our one game show that we had in the 80s, I think it was, and it just had all the old games, and it had a really old guy presenting it, and that was him. So yes, yeah, I came back over from Ricardo's, and I just heard him say that he doesn't want to talk about me anymore. He doesn't want to. Oh, what? Really? Oh, is it those guys? Oh man, alive. Right. Well,
I am the real Don Kingsley.
you sound like him. But what? Oh, you're having me on. You are having me on. Are you? Are you really? Right. I'm going to remove this one then. Really? Are you having me on Don Kingsley's Donkey Kong channel? Oh, you bastard! I knew you were. I knew it. I was like, how could they have made the voice so perfect? Like, surely not. Those guys just haven't got the talent to do that. They just haven't. But you know, it would have been quite a funny troll if they did. Yeah, he said. Yeah. So Ricardo says, "Oh, come on. Hey, you're all right, mate." Yeah, well, I'll put the StreamYard link on in case anyone wants to. Okay, Don Kingsley's Donkey Kong channel. I'll put that in just in case you want to come up, but there's no pressure for anyone. Sounds just like Sierra. I can confirm that he isn't Sierra. He isn't Sierra. We've had. It's surprising that people think he sounds like him. But he hasn't got an Irish accent. That's the thing as well. Apart from that, he actually doesn't sound like him that much to me anyway. But yes, Old Count, I don't suppose you saw Ricardo's just preposterous. Oh, very interesting, Harold. Yes. Nice to see you. Oh, yeah, Old Count will make you a mod. Oh, I can't do it on here. Hang on. Oh, there you go. I've shown you a comment. Everyone needs to be a mod. And Luke as well. Yeah. And Mr. Ben Spastic. There we go. I think that's everybody. I know you reminded me though, because I was like, oh shit, yeah. Well, no, we don't want that happening again, do we? Anyway, I'll get to my bit of news. So, oh yeah, thank you. And yeah, Ricardo has just declared, he didn't openly declare a truce, but he was just like, we're not talking about CP anymore, banned my name from his chat pretty much. Well, he did. The first time I've ever seen Ricardo really force Dawshin to ban an account. I've never seen him really do it. I'm sure he has done before, but when I used to go around there, he never ever used to at all, because that was the whole running joke, was that Dawshin never used to ban accounts. But he banned, or didn't ban, but I think he timed out 2 accounts at Ricardo's just now. And that made me laugh quite a bit. So there's that. So, okay, if I'm going to take you at your word, Ricardo, if you're listening, or if you do listen to this in the future, I will take you at your word. If you're not going to talk about me anymore, no, well, he might come back. He might come back, mate. That's the thing. If he's all right, does he want to be friends? He needs to come and own it. You know what I mean? He doesn't have to apologise, but he can own it. Just talk about it. He doesn't get to just act like nothing's happened. But if he wants to act like I don't exist, then that's fine. We can do that. We can act like each other don't exist as well. We can do that. But it depends what he wants to do. So I think before I agree to the terms of the truce, maybe I should find out what his truce actually entails and if he's going to stick to it. But what I will do is I'll let him. Oh no, I've lost the chat. His chat was asking for peace. Oh, that's it. It was amazing. I saw it. I couldn't believe it. It was so funny. But like, it's just crazy. Like, literally, like, that guy has hounded me for a very long time, actually. And there's been good times and bad times, but he has been using me and hounding me for a very long time, and I couldn't shake him. He was always up my arse. No matter what I did, he'd just use it. And if this, like, literally 2 streams of me just literally playing one of his streams is enough, after what he did as well with my streams and all my stuff and my videos, then I will take him at his word. But the second that I find out that he's, yeah, that's right, give peace a chance. I will give peace a chance, but I'm not being taken the piss out of by Ricardo again, because he has done that to me twice now already. So I'm wary. I'm not just going to be like, oh, forgive and forget, Ricardo. Although I'm up for a truce if that's what he wants to do, because I'm just up for people, vampires, not creaming all my fucking energy off me. That's it. And if that's him done, if he's not going to do that to me anymore, and I have proof that, you know, over time in the next couple of days that is what's going to happen, then that's cool with me. But I don't trust him not to, because he says he's done with the drama all the time, you know, and like, how can you be, you know, how can you do that? How can you say that? He'll literally be on a drama stream saying he don't do drama, but seriously. So, yes, I reckon we'll see how that particular set of words plays out in actions. But if they do play out in actions, there we go, we're good. We're good then. And then I can just concentrate on the other vampire then, see? And I won't have 2 at me at the same time. That's my ideal plan. And I think just being open and honest and just telling them my strategies is enough, because on the internet everything's kind of open anyway, and otherwise I'll just be sneaking around trying to find stuff out. So, you know, yeah, just see how it goes. I mean, like I said, I like Ricardo, you know. The man has acted badly, but I try to deal with the behaviour and not the person. So there we go. Right, so what else have I got to talk about? Well, that's kind of taken up my time for the last couple of days, and obviously there was that yesterday. So it's all taken up quite a bit of my time, which is why I didn't do a little song for this morning. I had a good one, but I don't even know what it was anymore. It's all written down. Oh, I had a really good one, but I just I didn't have time to make it. So there isn't that much really. There's just the Darius shit. I was reminded that he actually had a go at me that time. I mean, there's the reason why Darius didn't like me. I warned him about Albert and Dean.
Who is Darius Truxton?
Oh, well, he was someone who used to be around. He's a
Is Darius Truxton good or bad?
bad. Oh, he's a bad man. Oh, he's a bad man. 15 years. 15 years.
15 years.
15 goddamn years. He was sending photos to that lady, Candice, and other women as well. And that all came out, and he's now got a gang of cooks who all support him, and they all encourage him to do it, including, well, I won't mention his name because of the truce. And that's the last I'll say on that, you know, regarding him. But yeah, like Darius Truxton, I tried to warn him. He sent me a message saying I was fucking crazy. Probably same sort of stuff that he'll send to Candice, but I didn't get a D pic, thank fuck. And he then proceeded to basically smear me a little bit as well. I was told. I was like, okay, yeah, and he called me names, and all that. But it was like, you know, it was very, very, very mild compared to what he's done to all his enemies and the people who want to bring him down. Oh, did want to bring him down, because then he got brought down, didn't they? So that was that. Have you not seen any of Darius Truxton's work then, Don Kingsley's Donkey Kong channel? Oh, he's gone. He's gone. Well, there's that my story with Darius. And yeah, that's about it, really. So I hear he's been going to the fairground. It's like maybe they're not going to necessarily want him going to the fairground. If he's publicly posting where he's going, that wouldn't be that good for the PR once they find out who that person is. Not that you can stop someone really from going to those places. Although when the digital currency comes in, that will all get stopped. And you won't be able to do anything. We won't be able to troll or anything then. Because you just, like, very much like that Slotham video from today that was talking about with joining up all the accounts, the Steam and the PlayStation and all that. That's what it's all about. And it'll, like, get your trolling in now, because we will not be able to do it in, like, it'll start next year. So from next year, really, it might get worse. It'll be all right for a bit. We might get away with, we'll be all right here for a bit. They don't know about this place. That's the thing about this place. They haven't found it because it's just not valuable enough. It doesn't attract enough people. It's not enough soccer bums. It's not enough advertising. So we'd be all right for a little bit, and then eventually it will come, and that'll be it. That'll be the end of that. It's just little bits of humanity that like to be, they like to cut it all off, don't they? Chop all the legs off of a thing. Oh, it's okay. You're eating dinner. Oh, robots eating dinner. Oh, like Bender. Speaking of which, I'm going to get my beer. I'll be 1 second. Well. So it said changes on my thing, because I did think it was a lot of changes had happened in the last couple of days, and big changes are afoot, aren't they? It's a very different crunch stream, isn't it, that we've had in the past. It's just very interesting, isn't it? So we can very interesting. And what am I on? Number 7. So it took 7. And it'll be very interesting to sort of see the cycle of how this has gone on. Because as my usefulness fades to certain people, then that's when it all comes out then, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? And here we see the proof is in the pudding. So I was going to show this video. Whoops. It is share screen. And I've had permission, not permission, but I checked, that this was all right to post, and I am doing. So here we are. The video goes. Hope you can see all right. Always wanting sound. Actually look forward, to see. So, yes, if you can hear the sound. I made it all about me. Now, what it was. Now, this is all done with the utmost respect and all that, but I'm just answering. He was making, and he had a stream the night before, and many others that you might have forgotten about, which went on for months, including when I was on holiday and inactive. And that was the time when Ricardo made multiple streams about me. And that was actually well after the first and second time he done that on me, which you agreed with. but you might have forgotten that as well. Do you know what I mean? So what I'm saying is, did I really make it about me when someone had already made a massive career about me? And then
I got the internet going nuts.
See, I'm answering in comments to attacks from him. It's just that my
Can you hear it all right?
are so much that he can't handle it, and that's all.
Can you hear it all right? You have got the internet going nuts, by the way. I don't know if anyone can hear it all right or not. Oh, that's good. That's good. Because I've had problems with that.
There's to it. So yeah, I've made it all about me, have I? Have I really? It's all about me, is it? So he said he's a crazy person. He's the one who said that. Yeah? I'm answering Ricardo, right? Okay? Yeah? Do you get it? Do you get it? Do you get there's a bit of a mix here of people, and I didn't really make it about me, did I? Yes, okay, so there's a lot of my stuff here because I was defending. Yeah? Can you see it? Yeah? Okay. So let's go to the end of this and see what it was. And I'm not saying that it didn't happen. I'm just saying. So what have I put then?
Oh, I know I've got little dots on my screen like cyan as well, I noticed. But I have got a 7-year-old and he does tend to sort of draw on the screen sometimes.
He says I'm crazy.
Vol, give over. I think that is you, isn't it, Optimus Prime Ridge? You know that I'm not going to go over to Darius's.
Yeah, thanks people. You did stand up for that one. And I never said that stream was about me. I never did, and I never attacked you, Evil. Never attacked you. All I did was be like, if he's going to eat me, I'm going to use that. And I don't see why there's a problem with that. I really don't. I seriously don't. I think it really is a case of one rule for thee and one rule for me. I'm just trying to get to the end without it killing it. Look how Ricardo wants to complain that he thinks he was his boyfriend. See, here I'm actually stating that he thinks you are his boyfriend. Yeah? He thinks you are. So where have I put you, Cook?
And by the way, Ricardo, I recorded this before you decided to do the truce.
Straight into Cash's point, it doesn't work like that, Ricardo. So I'm actually stating there that yeah, takes you on to send that lad. See, because I was saying he's coming in and he thinks that because he's getting a bit of a shine, and he thought things were going his way because he thought I was asleep. He thought I was going his way, and it wasn't. He didn't like it, did you?
Hey, up, Rick.
15 years, sex offender. Darius Truxton sending unsolicited dick pics to innocent ladies, and you support it, Ricardo Code. You know what you did last night, Yellow Switch? Yeah, they did.
I'll count tonight's topic is, as always, what's been going on this week with Darius and how he's been hiding from shit, which I haven't got into yet.
That was a fucking joke.
And just following up on the Ricardo stuff a bit.
And we thought it was a joke, yeah? I thought it was a joke.
I'm putting this on to prove that my evidence of what I found out about this thing in the end.
That's what we were saying. But Ricardo's experienced to make Evil his lover. Okay, we're getting to the end.
I can explain more of this if anyone wants any more explanation onto this. But I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
Okay, so what's the last thing? Okay, remember this bit.
Does anyone remember anything about last night?
And I apologise for if I did, but I swear to God, Night Evil, thanks for last week. Really genuine. Nothing bad there. Nothing bad there. Do you know what I mean? It was all a joke. There's no. Can you see any animosity from me here, Evil? You know what I'm like. You know that I don't sit there doing passive aggressive shit.
Oh yeah, it was basically right at the end of the stream
to make a point, yeah. I don't have any memory of writing this thing, and then when I looked at it, there wasn't one. But apparently, it doesn't show the very, very, very last bit of the chat. Apparently, on the replay back, but I have no memory of it, and there's no evidence of it. So, am I just insane or what? I remember all those other messages that I wrote. How come I can't remember this one where I've just said that he's a cook? I'm not saying that I haven't done it, because I'm not 100% that whether I have or haven't. I can't say that, but at the same time, like, I'm waiting for it. We're waiting for the cook. Come on. 6 minutes this has been going on, but I do apologise to people who've been waiting for all this time. Right, there's me laughing at something. Probably the White Knight. I found that quite amusing. I think there was a bit of confusion, but okay, so here's the Gorilla Chat coming up. Gone. Nothing. Where is it? What? Mate! Okay, hang on. Let's see. Did I have it on top chat? The fuck? Seriously? Okay, so we're here at the end of Evil Stream. Did I have it on top? Oh, I don't top chat, man. I don't top chat. Okay. Okay. Live chat. Replay. Is it going to fully load? Right. Okay. Love how Ricardo wants to do that. Right at the end. Exact sales count 1. Okay. So we're at that point now. Now we're on live chat replay. Okay, these are Mexico. We're quite far off the end here, aren't we? None of the messages. Women, you all know that bit. A little bit further can we do? Okay, so there should be something after these laughing faces. Then. Where is it? So what do you think about that then? There was no cook message that I know of. Just saying. So if anyone remembers if there was any sort of Gorilla Chat at the end or anything that I might have written something or anything like that, then let me know. Because I don't know about that one. So, yeah, does anyone want to talk about anything? Because this is what this is. It's an open panel. Today's topic, as I was kind of asked, I think I said already, is just classic standard Darius shite. And just that, just following up on that, really, it was. But yeah, I mean, all my Cybertwig streams are going to be a bit quiet now because I thought I'd be having stuff for days from Ricardo. So I'm really chuffed that he's decided to lay off me. I'm really chuffed that he's decided to just chill out, and we can all chill out. I mean, a lot of his stuff was very, very much projection, but I'll not go into that. From what I saw, the things he was saying, the words he chose to use were very interesting in that stream that I just saw. And I think there was some relevance to maybe some chat that I'd had with Doshin earlier on in another stream that I think he might have seen, possibly, because some of the words that I used were being used by him. So there was that. So should we see what Darius has been up to this week, shall we? And then I'll do some, since no one's coming on the panel, and obviously they've got their stream on and other people have got streams on. I'll probably just do it for an hour tonight since things have changed, haven't they? Things have changed now. Well. So yeah, he's just been to the. I've just said my bit about the fairground. He's just the same shit, isn't it? He's just hiding. Oh, maybe I should have a look at this. Is he still? Should we have a look at his fucking? I see you were in his chat, weren't you, earlier? Alt account, and he's still going. So how many people has he got? 11. He's got 11 in there. That's not bad. It's not bad going. You don't have anything to say. Well, you can come up if you want. It's up to you. I'm only doing a short one tonight, I think. But if you want to, I think StreamYard's up there. Yeah. Oh no, with his Don King's Donkey Kong channel. It's fine. I appreciate you coming up though. No, it's no pressure on anyone. It's nothing like that or anything. It's just see how it goes, innit? See what happens, and just see how the cards fall, isn't it? But yeah, you're welcome to come up. Anyone's welcome to come up, even if they haven't got anything to say. We'll just have a chat. But like I say, it's only going to be a short one. Like I say, Darius is still streaming. I did think that we could have gone and looked at the transcript of his chat because obviously I think that was quite funny with alt account and stuff. And he was shutting down people for talking about Slotham. Very similar to the stream I just saw with Ricardo. So, but yeah, I mean, what we're on half an hour. So if people aren't so bothered about the panel, what I could do is I could just do some tarot and see how that goes. Because I can always do Fiber Twig later on, and that's fine. Whoa, nearly knocked my thing over. Because I can play the Fiber Twig and just talk shit for hours. That's fine. But here is Vic's here. Hello, Vic. Hello.
Oh, hey. There I am. What's
How
up?
you doing?
I'm pretty good.
Oh, good.
Pretty good.
Have they saved you yet?
I don't know. I don't feel saved. I don't feel saved, but who knows?
I heard you got a lot
Maybe
of trolls in your chat. Doshin told me you had a lot of trolls in your chat earlier. Or was it you? Donkey Kong channel?
Yeah. I had some trolls. There's always trolls trolling around.
Was it good? Was it a good?
It was great. It wasn't super satisfying, but I'm glad. I'm glad that that they're starting to come around again.
Yeah, definitely.
I enjoy it.
Definitely chin chin.
Are you aware of this White Knight? That the
White Knight.
CP's White Knight. Yeah, that guy. He's going around asking everybody. He's very adamant on defending your honor.
Oh, I saw that at Ricardo's.
Yeah, he came by mine too.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
I don't know who it is. I think Evil said it was one of it at Slotham's. Evil said it was one of the Dean's Queens.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
stuff.
I don't know. I'm not one to. I don't really dive into that stuff, but it's definitely somebody who thinks they're funny.
Well, for me, the way I see it is as long as, if it is one of Dean's lot, it's like, as long as they're not attacking me and not making...
it just seems like they're just doing a bit, doing a little comedy thing.
No problem with that at all.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, as long as the
tasteful. It's tasteful,
Yeah, as long as it's tasteful.
Yeah, it's totally above board. Anyway.
Well, that's fine, isn't it? It's bringing standards up in the community a little bit.
Yeah.
So
at least, yeah.
It could take it, can't it? It can take it. It can take that a bit.
Yeah, at least it's like a gimmick. It's like creative. It's a little bit more than just slinging shit. It's like you got the White Knight and
yeah.
You better not.
Yeah, why are you now? That's
he's trying. Yeah, he's trying to have that old timey kind of medieval speak.
Well, he's a knight, isn't he? He's from that time.
Yeah, the knights, right? The Knights of the Round Table.
Yeah. I'm trying to work out who it could be. I thought it might have been Doshin at one bit, but I don't think it is after seeing the interactions at Ricardo's earlier. Oh yeah, Ricardo made him. Oh, well done for getting banned from Ricardo, CP's White Knight, because that's hilarious.
So what was Evil and Ricardo talking about last night? Because I don't know.
So They weren't. I was. So they were. I don't know what Ricardo's stream was about afterwards. I was going to react to that tomorrow. You see,
Oh,
Ricardo was called a truce on me.
okay.
Can you believe that? Like 2 streams. That is the
Right.
effect of taking matters into your own hands and just dealing with it. Do you know what?
A truce, but I haven't really seen you going after him or anything like that.
Narrative. That's
I guess
the narrative.
maybe just in the comments.
Well, he didn't actually say. Oh, thank you, CP's White Knight. See, he's no comedy
Oh,
stunt.
there he is.
A real knight. A real knight.
Yeah, yeah. I wish I had a knight protecting me, but
I know, he's fantastic.
yeah,
It takes some getting used to, really.
yeah.
But yeah, they were talking about. So basically, what happened was there was this stream where those guys were just chilling and having a chat about all sorts of stuff. And they did talk about me at one bit, a small bit, and I was told of that. So I was like, oh, we'll react to it because I know what Ricardo's like.
Uh-huh.
And I know that up until that point, he'd really gone in, you know, and really done his thing, and he just could not help himself, and he just wouldn't stop. So then I was doing my fiber twig, and I was watching those guys, and then I got to the bit where they talked about me, and then I messed it up, and I had to go anyway. So then I left it, and then I started it up again at that point. Then Evil came in and just went absolutely mad. Just went absolutely mad.
Really?
Yeah, he was really angry about. He said that I'd called him a cook for Ricardo, and if I had, I was just like, oh, you know, cool, whatever. But fair enough.
wait,
it might
is this during that same stream?
The stream that we all went to yesterday, that one that we were all having fun. Well, the Star Wars stream, but then he apparently was upset that I turned his Star Wars stream into a drama.
Oh, I don't know.
So-
To me, I mean, like you know me. My threshold for that stuff is through the roof. So like, I was having fun in there. I thought it was, you know. What I mean?
It was all fun, and up until if it's not me, it's fine. It seems like, do you know what I mean? If it's not me and it's other people doing drama, it's fine. It's if it's Evil and Ricardo doing drama the night before, including me in it, even if it was only for a small amount, then that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
Donkey Kong channel, he's all right. Thank you.
I seem to remember. I can't remember. He had some point to it though. I think I wish he would say his side because I think there was some point to it that he had.
That I always make it about myself, and that
Right.
I'd turned his stream into a drama stream. But you see, I didn't realize it wasn't a drama stream, because it's like it's always fine with everyone else.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, and so I didn't know that it wasn't. And if he could have, I don't know if he could have said at the beginning, I don't want to make this into a drama stream. I want it to just be Star Wars, or just said something. Then I
Right.
would have stopped. I would have totally stopped. But no one said
Well,
anything. Right?
I mean, yeah, and for me, I mean, I wasn't playing along with that. Like I was just kind of saying my nonsense comments that didn't have to do with anything. Or, you know, I was just fucking around. But I don't think it was like turned into a drama thing. Like, I mean, I think it was just there might have been some trolls in there or whatever. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the problem.
His point of view.
is.
It's his stream, it's his rules and whatever, but he could have just said, and I would have just done it,
Yeah.
you know. So he came in when I was listening to. It's going to be where he.
Could it be sometimes, you know, if he's more comfortable with you, maybe it's because he feels more comfortable that he called you out. If it was somebody else, he might not feel as comfortable to call you out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So there is that. So like I wouldn't like I don't know. I'm just trying to I'm trying to diffuse.
Yeah, it's fine.
situation.
Nothing bad here. I've got nothing but respect for Evil, and I can totally understand where he's coming from. You know, he felt I think it's a misunderstanding, but I understand where his reaction's coming from. If I'd have misunderstood it in the same way, do you know what I mean? And maybe my communication was lacking in some way, and maybe I did call. But that's what that video showed. You see, I went back straight after that stream. That's when I recorded that, and I checked it because I know he takes them down. So I checked it, and on both of them, nothing came up about him being a cook.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about Ricardo.
Well, Ricardo was in there, you see. Well, my point is, and this is something that I was going to talk about, but you see, this is why I'm a bit like, oh, I'm stuck for something to say, because literally just before I started my stream, as master move from Ricardo, he decided to be like, oh, I'm not talking about CP anymore at all. We're going to like basically do a sloth them, you know,
Yeah.
like DT and sloth them, like just ban me from the chat, not speak about me anymore. Fair
Right.
enough. I'm quite happy to take that.
Right.
Because it really was getting to me, the fact that he was just doing what he was doing with no effort, just because I was in a weaker position. So I'm glad about that. But yeah, he was. I do think it's very interesting that he has shown himself to be one of the only people who comes into people's chats and dictates and says, this person's doing that and this person's doing that, and why are you talking to that person, and this person's being, you know, and this person's thinking this, and you know, and all that stuff.
I mean, he did have a long stream. It was like how many hours? I mean, you gotta expect it to go into different directions. I mean, I don't know.
Okay, well, the thing, yeah, I'm just going to say to Judy, yeah, okay, well, I do get that. It is enough, but why didn't you say? You could just say. You could just say, couldn't you? And I've always been respectful
Well,
of
he
that.
did say. He did say, right?
He didn't say, don't talk about drama on my Star Wars stream.
Oh, okay, yeah, he could have prefaced with that, but I mean, when he did get enough, he kind of like was like, "Hey, come on." So he did do that.
Yep, I didn't know he was.
Hello, I have returned. I had to eat my shrimp, spaghetti, and asparagus for my dinner.
Sounds delicious. I didn't know robots ate shrimp. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I know a shrimp that needs to
I
be
feel
put on
like
a...
playing music. I wish I could play music while he talks.
Oh, that'd be fucking awesome. What a stream that'd be. Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
I only like Nintendo music.
Okay, I could use Nintendo music. I've done Nintendo music before.
Oh my god, the real Judge Judy is here.
Yes, it is a real Judge Judy.
We all love Judge
I
Judy.
love your show, Judge Judy.
I'm a huge fan of the show as well, for the record.
Yeah, well, she's often got some very good points, and that one saying, you see where he was coming from. I totally see where he was coming from on that one, and he just needs to just say, maybe I didn't listen, I don't know. But the thing is as well, Judy, is that there was nothing to separate him, the evil that was like a few hours before, running around with the drama, until the person who had, and they weren't talking about me, it wasn't directed at me, but it's Ricardo. And he was constantly going, we're not talking about CPU, we're not talking about CPU, we're not doing this, we're not doing that. When it's like, okay, but by not saying it and not doing it, all right, Ron, yeah, kind of keep saying it. But it's done now, because he said he's not going to talk about me anymore. So if he does, then that's fantastic. You know, and I really, really will stick to that, if he will stick to that.
Yeah.
Whether he'll stick to that or not, we don't know, though, do we? That's the thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's exhausting.
The thing is,
Hello, Ron Demon.
voice of an angel.
I'm never gonna get over that voice.
We laugh every fucking time. But
Do you guys like Donkey Kong video games?
Yes, I do, actually.
I mean, I don't dislike them, but you
I
know.
heard that you did, Vic. I heard you did.
No, that's a conspiracy theory.
Do you like Grand Theft Auto video games?
Yeah, I do. I do. Guilty as charged.
I like stuff.
Me too. I like lots of stuff.
I like to talk about things on the internet.
Me too. Sometimes.
What do you say to Harold?
Harold is a Bowser.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He's a good Bowser. But yeah, it was just one of those where it was just like, well, though I can see where Evil's coming from, Jude, he then came in and just called me a cunt for it. Like, enraged. Like, I don't have anything against him for that, but it did seem quite a strong reaction. You know, if that was because I'd made his Star Wars stream about me, and it wasn't about this mystical writing that I'd written in invisible ink. It just seems.
Well, maybe there's been a number of things lately coming up. Maybe it's just like kind of like fatigue. It's like, you know what I mean? We've had some situations here and there.
Yeah, it's
and then it kind of gets, it's like,
Yeah.
all right, enough already. I don't know.
yeah.
I do think it was a little bit of a overreaction, but I get it.
Yeah, like you say, it's because he was closer probably and felt more comfortable doing it or something.
Yeah, when you're closer to somebody, you're more likely to express your feelings to it. You know what I mean? Like somebody that's a stranger, you're not really gonna. But then again, I don't know. For me, like I expect that stuff, so I know shit's gonna go that way and whatever. I'm not, I'm not
We've
serious
always
about this
took
stuff.
this out
So
of each other, haven't we? And I know I did say something about how Ricardo thought that Evil was his boyfriend or something, but it wasn't against Evil. It was against Ricardo thinking that he was his boyfriend. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't anything.
yeah.
Ricardo's boyfriend.
But so what? Like if he wants to talk to Ricardo, that's fine.
Yeah,
Nothing
that's
wrong with that.
not at all. But I was addressing Ricardo in the chat and some of the stuff that he was saying, his projections and the things that he does. So then I was just saying Ricardo thinks that Evil's his boyfriend.
That's like a joke. That's a reasonable joke. Yeah.
It was a joke, and it was a dig at Ricardo. It was definitely not a dig at. It was a
Right.
joke. I was commenting on the fact that Ricardo is had his little, his thing with. I don't really want to go into it. I don't want to drag Ricardo if he's not.
Evil has to protect his girlfriend, right? If Ricardo's his new girl, he wants to protect her honor, right?
Watch what you say.
It's a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's that secret, mate. It's not that secret. But my point is, right, well, this is the point I was going to make, and whether Ricardo's not going to talk about me or not, what I did notice is what he does is he's very much about, people could say this about me, but it's not. I've just got very, very strong boundaries, my boundaries, and I won't just forget things and just act as if nothing's happened when people have done shit that we need to remember about, because I have done it in the past, and it's bit me on the arse. So
Right.
What happened with Ricardo, what was my thing? I've forgotten. Is he can't just play nice with people. I found there's no group.
Who's that?
Ricardo. Yeah, there's no group mentality with him. Absolutely no group mentality.
Can we please just talk about the Intellivision Amico now?
Not on this.
What is that? What is that?
The Amico. Tommy
I never heard of it.
Tellerico.
Never heard of it. Sorry.
Amico, Tommy Tellerico.
Yeah, no, I don't know who that is. I know Tommy Uya Miko. I heard of that guy.
Yeah,
but
you
not
do.
Tallarico.
But if you're not allowed to forget it because people keep bringing it up and dragging shit. Oh, here comes Dean. That's what you said about the last guy who was on. Here comes Dean.
If that is Dean, have you guys saved me yet, or what? Or are you going to
start spamming because he can't help himself? Although he probably doesn't need to. That's not
Ah,
so busy. So, and here comes and the White Knights fighting for my honor as well.
yes. See, that's I was trying to coach him.
How dare Keith insult me? I am a guy on the internet with a robot voice.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't
Well,
mess with the
yeah.
Rainbow Boys.
This is what the death stream's about. You're allowed to insult each other on the internet. I think it's just when, for me, and this is what I'm saying about Judge Judy, there are certain things that you don't forget. There's just certain things that you don't forget. Like, I will never forget and just carry on and just act like everything's normal with Dean after he's done what he's done. And I know it sounds odd, but one of the main things is getting his kid to ring up Ricardo. That's really, really bad. And anybody
Yeah.
who's that is
Yeah, that is sick.
fucked in.
That's some sick shit.
Fucking sit there as long as you want, Judge Judy, and say, "Oh, it's just the internet. It's just for laughs." Well, fine. Go and watch fucking people torture their kids for fun on the internet because there's plenty of them doing it.
Yeah,
Do you know
there
what I mean?
absolutely is.
The difference in fucking opinion on that one. It's not my bag at all. And people just want to act like it's completely fucking normal and completely fine. Same as the people who are supporting Darius to do what he does. It's the same shit. I would say that Dean is worse than Darius on that one because although Darius did what he did, which is awful and really bad, and should, it's ridiculous that people are just encouraging it, in my opinion, then ruining a kid's future life is worse.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a bad example. I mean, what kind of responsible parent would do that? Teaching their kids to do prank phone calls. I mean,
well, it's not so much the prank phone calls, but it's the over-sexualized prank phone calls and the things.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that damage has already been done. You know what I mean? So it's like that's in his vernacular.
I Judge Judy, I bet you go over there, Judge Judy, don't you? It's his kid, not ours. All right, well, fair enough then. Enjoy that. Not saying it's our kid. Takes a village to raise a child. With an attitude like that, mate, we are going down to all of us.
We're certainly allowed to make an observation. So if we're just making an observation, and
yeah,
and I do think whatever if that's his way, then that's his way. Whatever, it doesn't affect me. But I can sit here and say that in my opinion, I think that's a bad example to set for your kid, or that's not the way to parent your kid.
But Judge Judy is a judge. She has the law on her side.
Well,
that's true. Most of the time.
Technically, I guess you're right. But I mean,
she is the law of the judgeship, jurisdiction, jurisprudence.
Right. Those are law words. Yeah, I get it.
I don't. This is the problem. Is do you see me doing this? This is the thing. This is the narrative. This is the narrative. I'm not doing it though. They're the ones harassing me. They're the ones obsessed with me. They're the ones with the multiple mentions. And I don't give two shits about it. Couldn't give two shits about it. But my point is all you guys believe in it. All you guys looking at their projection and how they obsess and keep
How do you know who believes it?
All this, she's saying don't go in raw, like I go in raw on Dean, which I haven't done since the very first time when he started, and I started trying to communicate with him, and I never did. And I did that couple of videos, and after that, it was like fuck that, and it brought it down, and then right at the end, starving him completely to the point where he's having to stream at the same time as me. Get on fucking Buttocks' channel, get on fucking Albert's channel and all that shit, right? And you're saying to me that I'm going in raw on him. I mean,
congratulations, CPE. 21 people watching your show right now.
Nice. Despite my boringness. So, wow, that's a feat.
It is, isn't it? I don't know why. Probably those guys doing some stream sniping or something. I don't know. blocky interesting.
Whatever, doesn't matter.
Oh, that we know who this is. Then this is Nelda. This Keith Bassett. We know who this is. This is Nelda. One of the
Ooh.
sideways pieces of shit that you will ever meet on the internet. And I think it's Cyan as well, the same person. Absolutely one of the worst players that has come out of this entire place. And I'm not kidding. They have shown themselves. They don't ever put their neck on the line. They'll never get trolled relay. They'll never put any videos properly. You know, they'll not do any of that shit because they're too fucking cowardly. But they've got about 8 or 9 at the last count, alt accounts. Not that that's a problem, but they are literally going in on me constantly and have been for a long time. Right around the sidelines, very much like Volp, but not as friendly. Just an absolute piece of shit, honestly. That's just my experience of that person. They're just, oh my God, what's the examples? Just insinuating stuff and never really landing on anything, but it's just in every single chat, in every single comment. They're the sort of person who will go on as soon as someone like subscribes to someone. Blitzkrieg did it to me with Darius, and he was doing, and he just put loads of shit on my community as well. But Cyan did that as well. And he used to go around on people's things and he'd put loads of shit on their community when...
Are you suggesting that Nelda is the Cyan guy?
Possibly.
I think that guy's Canadian. Nelda's Canadian.
Oh,
Layers upon layers upon layers of alt accounts. Layers upon layers upon layers of alt accounts.
Right.
Yeah, well, that's what you need your robot body for, isn't it?
Yeah.
I am
maybe he can
a
figure
robot.
it out. Maybe he can figure it out with your robot.
I
power.
will calculate
Yes.
the odds.
Okay. No, I mean, you know my
right.
thing with
Yeah.
that shit. I never assume anything.
Okay,
I
so
mean,
now
just the possibility of being wrong on it is just too much of a.
the reason I thought Elder was Cyan was because they did very similar sideways shit. But Cyan's the one with the obsession. Not
Right.
Cyan. Elder's the one with the obsession.
Well, the Nelda, I seen him refer to the GTA, which means the Greater Toronto Area. So that's intimate knowledge about, you know what I mean? So he's got to be from the GTA. So he's probably around my neck of the woods.
Okay. Oh, that's really interesting. Yeah. Because I've been calling out Cyan thinking it was Nelson.
See, that's the thing, though. Like, you can't. That's why I hate. That's why I it annoys me when people do that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like I said before in the past, I envision if you see an alt account and then you're like, oh, that's this person. I envision the person on the other end who is not that person going, ha ha ha, he thinks I'm this person.
Yeah.
And I would never give them that fucking satisfaction.
Really?
I
No,
would
I don't like
never
that.
give them that satisfaction. Of
No, 'cause that's
giving
all
them
part
that.
of it, isn't
That's
it?
why I never do that.
Doing it.
The one thing that I would not. I take everybody at face value. You don't want to come to me as yourself, then you're not yourself. You're this person, and that's it. I'm not gonna think any deeper than that, because you don't deserve it. This is just I'm just, as Albert doesn't believe it, but I'm just here as a goof. I'm not I'm not here to be a detective and figure things out.
Oh, you see, I am.
Well, yeah, that's your thing, right? That's.
It's different.
Yeah, no. I'm just goofing around. I just want to goof around and fuck around, and I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Mr. Blunt says in the movie. I don't care what you know, what you don't know. I'm gonna torture you anyway, because it's fun for me.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know what I mean? That's all it is.
Yeah, that is you.
I have seen that film, Reservoir Dogs. It is good.
Thank you. Yes, I think it's good too. I think it's good. I've watched it a number of times, obviously.
Really? What's he been saying about? What's he saying about? Yeah, that's the right thing. You don't trust no one, innit, Judy? Don't trust anyone. Does anyone know anything about this?
But like Albert giving allegations on people, like he has no credibility. What's his authority
On the allegations, because I mean,
what kind of authority is he that I'm
well,
going to believe anything he says?
all the time, doesn't he? What's going to be the difference? Oh, but
It-
I don't.
It's so funny that they throw they you know, they call me sheep and everything this stuff, and it's like, you know, they're the ones that are spouting off and expecting people to believe their bullshit. It's like, no, you're just a guy,
I know.
a random guy. I have no reason to believe you, or you know what I mean. It's like you have no credibility. I'm not gonna take your opinion about some guy that you don't know and be like, oh yeah, this guy knows. You know what I mean? Like this guy knows all about potion. He's intuitive. I can tell he knows. No,
No,
I'm not gonna
exactly.
fucking take their word.
No one's going to take it seriously.
Exactly.
Him.
So
It's just-
so that's why I say let them talk.
Say, yeah, but that's it. Oh wow! Do you know what why I'm saying wow about that is because they really don't look far, do they, for their content, for their material to make shit out of. That is literally the Darius story, but
Potion
he's
taking
just
advantage of the
put
woman.
on it, and he's just like grabbing for whatever it happens to be, isn't it? It
Well,
really.
yeah, it's about content, right? These guys,
No, I know
they-
that's fair enough, but it's just, oh my god. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, Albert for sure. He's just trying to whatever lightning Darius had in his bottle, like you know he had captured.
Mm.
Albert's been wanting to capture that lightning for ever since. I that's what it seems like to me. You know, he's got this shtick of being the angry guy. He's always angry, and he hams it up. You know what I mean? And he talks about all the same things of people that are, you know, scummy and scamming, and he's gonna latch on to anything he can to that he can talk about. So that's not, you know, that's what it is. It's fine.
Mm.
But don't, you know,
True, but it's just interesting to me to see what he latches onto.
what exactly he latches onto. Yeah, that's
like, the
where
way-
your hobby comes in and where mine stops.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's,
Right? That's where the rubber meets the road.
it's very true. See, did have some. I know, if you did a bit more of that, Judy, it would have been sweet, wouldn't it? It would have been sweet, but no.
Let me see. Albert had.
He did have it.
That's but he fell off.
That's the curse of Dean. You can't shine your light too bright in front of Dean, because he won't like it. He will stop you from. He will stop it because he's already got his little cult in there. He's got them all whipped up, and he's got them all in their tears.
So are you saying that, in your opinion, you don't think Dan or whatever will ever let Albert get more popular than him, like on YouTube?
I don't think it is even up to Dean at this point. It's just the cult that they're in now. Everything goes to Dean, so it'd be very hard for someone to do it outside of Dean's control, because he knows where everyone is at all times. You know, he knows who's talking to who. We know.
Well, because I think he is. I think in some ways he is more popular.
Yeah,
he's more well liked.
But yeah, of course. But Dean's in denial of that, and as long as he can keep that fantasy going in their little cult, that's okay. Yeah. So it doesn't matter what the reality is, does it? As we know that.
Right. It only matters what he thinks about it. I get it.
Is Ricardo here? Yeah. I will be. I will do it. If he's. I want to know what the terms are though, because I think he might take the piss a little bit. But yeah, the Darius Voodoo. I had a couple of thoughts on it, and I can't even remember what they fucking were now. But yeah, he has got that thing, and it did. Someone was asking me a question. I think it was you, Altercount. You asked a question on the stream once, and it was really good. Because at the time my mic was so fucking crap, and my connection was so bad, I never got to pick up on it. But it was about the cult mentality of how we accepted certain things off Darius for so long. And like you said, I think it was something like you knew it was pretty obvious that Darius was a total creep, and loads of people kind of accepted it and didn't say anything for a long time. And there's got to be a reason for that. And I found that a very interesting comment, and something that I do want to investigate and think about. And maybe I'll discuss that next week.
Well, I think one of the appeals that I can think of is maybe because when you know the whole pushback against YouTube and like the monetization and people just wanting to do this for the money and trying to make money off of YouTube and stuff, to just see a guy that doesn't care about that, you know, and I think that was refreshing to people because you know what happens when these channels that want to make money, they censor themselves, they don't, you know what I mean, they have to stay within the narrative of things that are going on, and they can't, you know, rock the boat. And then, you know, somebody who doesn't care about the money, who just wants to have their opinion heard, it's kind of like authentic and it's refreshing, right? And so I think the maybe certain weaker minded people, they you know, they start to maybe idolize him in that way, you know, and
Yeah.
take him on as their hero.
Oh God, yeah, and yes, and there's a lot of people who come out of various cultish type situations. You know what I mean? Like, so people who might have been in the army or people who might have been in prison and stuff like that, and so they will all have that mentality of wanting to have that leader as well. So I do think that's definitely a thing, but it was such a mix of people that it doesn't account for everybody. And everyone just wanted to watch the shit show, and there wasn't much going on. And I think a lot of it was to do, and I've said before, he just inherited it all from. Oh, we know.
And Slotham always brings up the underdog kind of thing.
Pardon?
So Slotham always brings up that underdog thing. That, you know what I mean? Everybody wants to root for an underdog, and that is a powerful thing. Because that's something that gets me all the time. Like, I'm always wanting the underdog.
That's a very good point. That's how he got the momentum that he did.
Yeah.
Definitely. But he just inherited that, and then I don't know. I said before that.
I think the other thing quickly is just that also, you know, the consistency. He was able to be consistent and keep putting stuff out, and so.
And that's what he took. He just copied the format. He just copied it completely, didn't he? Because that was what Rick did. He just copied it.
Right. Which is fine. That's allowed. I mean.
But that's what I mean about the crunch came and bit him on the arse. That's what I was saying last week. But I did have a few more extra points on that, but I can't remember what the fuck they were, you know. But I do think that it's like you said, you had an incel army of people who just wanted someone to follow. You had like a big brother. They needed a big brother. And then you've got the ones watching it. And then you've got, I don't know, these sort of, the ones watching it who might have been half and half sucked in. Like, I was a little bit, because, and I do think that the only reason for that was that we all had that epiphany, either at Rick's or at Darius's. And so, therefore, everyone going through that thing of having the scales fall from your eyes, you know what I mean? And just having that experience of being like, oh my God, yeah, the e-begging thing. That, you know, going like a paradigm shift.
Right.
Then either that happened at Rick's, and then you follow with those people over because you all went through that together. So you've got those comments with. It made a stronger bond, I think, with people.
Well, for me, I mean, I quickly I agreed kind of, you know, with nobody wants to see somebody scamming and being making money, being dishonest. So I agreed with a lot of what they were saying, but then when they came to the actual issue of e-begging and making money and getting donations and stuff, you know, I kept coming back to that thing where it's like, well, this is not against the law. This is not like, you know what I mean? It's I can only choose for myself that I personally will not donate money to this person, this person, this person. Anybody else that wants to unfortunately, they might be wasting their money. They might be, stupid or ill-advised, but they're allowed to do that, and I can't do nothing about that.
Yeah,
So
there's a time when I think people thought that the tide will change as well, because people are wasting their money, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? And paying for the idiots
right.
their existence, and eventually people will get the hang of it, I think. But for me, it was a symptom of the downfall of society. For me, it was like a massive thing. I was just like,
Uh,
yeah, like,
we've had this conversation before, and I think
yeah,
this has been around in many forms, and this is just the new form for it. It's like the snake oil salesman from the
oh,
you know what I mean? So
yeah.
it goes back,
And it doesn't matter now, though, does it? Because it's all been normalised, so it just really doesn't matter, because there's nothing that can be done about it at all.
Right.
Here we go. So here comes Dean again. Well, we're going to pack it in not long, Dean. What are we on? I was going to do. I'm trying to try and stick this one to an hour and a half, especially since I've started doing the fiber twig ones. I'm trying to do one of those a day. So I'm going to keep the crunch stream to an hour and a half, I thought. And then it's like, if anything does happen, we can focus on things as a topic for that conversation or whatever it happens to be. Still, that Darius voodoo, though, it still drags people over, though, after all this time. There's still like a hangover floating about where people are still scared to talk about these dick pics. Do you know what I mean? And
Is there anybody that people are scared to talk about? What do you mean by that?
I don't know. It's like a weird cult thing. Not scared, but like not as straight about it. It's not. It had a weird reaction, don't you think, in the community? Yes, there was a group of people. There was a lot of people who were like, "Way!" and kicking off and laugh.
Yeah, but let's put it this way. I mean, if you're the type of person that's already all in with being a fan of Darius, right? You're gonna excuse that. It's like me. I'm a huge fan of comedy. I love, Louis C.K. So when that stuff came out about him masturbating in the room, whatever, I was like, well, okay, that's shitty, but I'm still a fan of Louis C.K. Like, that didn't sway me, right? Like, so I think people are just they're allowed to make their own judgment calls. So, but yeah, is it like strange? Maybe. I don't know. I can't really say.
Judgment calls, definitely. But what I'm saying is, like, under normal circumstances in this community or any community really, something like that comes out and it's massive. There's memes all over, and there were memes that came up, obviously,
Yeah.
but not what like you'd expect for someone like Darius who's got so many enemies.
Right.
And the Snakes did us proud, you know what I mean? They did a good job, but no one else is carrying it, and that is interesting to me. Like, everyone else is like not saying anything.
Well, maybe there's a certain amount of Darius fatigue at this point. Like for me, I know I'm completely over it. Like,
Yeah, it's been
the
destroyed.
Slotham stuff doesn't interest me anymore. It's like I don't want to hear about it anymore. You know what I mean? It's like it's been years.
Yeah, it's just, I suppose it depends on the cycle that you're viewing it from. You know what I mean, or what position of the perspective you're looking at it from. You know what I mean? It's like if you're right up on the front row seats and you want in the action, maybe that is enough now. But if you're right at the back looking at the whole album rather than the song, do you know what I mean? Then it's a bit different.
I just think it's like, man, it's been done to death. It's crazy. And I'm starting to wonder, because of the other thing that I like to watch, I was like, when is that gonna, when are people gonna get tired of that?
Of what?
It's gonna happen. Well, it's the whole Stuttering John thing that I watch, and they make fun of him every day. Every day.
Manufactured, though, isn't it? Manufactured drama.
Yeah, I mean, and it's all like professional kind of like people that have pasts and everything, but still, it's still gonna come to a point where I'm gonna be tired of hearing about it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That makes a very good point. You can't, and that's exactly the point, and that's what I've been doing, and that's when people call me obsessed and stuff like that. It's like, no, because as soon as you give them anything, they will take the lot. And I could not agree more than with that statement, because that is where everything crumbles. And, you know, when you've got, you know, a whole situation or a scenario and you're wanting, and it takes more than one person, you know what I mean? And then obviously so many times that's where it's all crumbled down for me, because everyone backs down and there's only me who doesn't. And so I'm obsessed, but you're like, no, I'm trying to protect this from happening again. And it happens again, and it gets worse and worse every time. And that's when I just threw my hands up and was just like, okay, you know what I mean? And that's when I started doing my own stuff, do my fiber twig, do this, because it's just like, there's nothing that can really be done about this now. We've been infected by a massive disease, and it's just getting worse, in my opinion.
I don't know. I have nothing to say to that, because I don't know. I mean, I just doesn't affect me. You know, I don't know what else to say.
Or just transitioning.
But maybe it's because I'm a little bit more removed from all of this than you. You know, you've been intimately involved, and I just kind of like, I've been watching Darius from a distance, and now I've made friends with you guys and this and that, but like I'm still kind of more on the outside than inside.
I thought some victim may be more boring than Tony G. Dean, I haven't got any thoughts for you, and you're talking shit. Because the only reason you find him more boring is because you can't crawl up his arse like you did with Tony, and that you probably tried with Leo, but you definitely used Leo, and you definitely rode his ass. And that was one of your first victims. So fuck, you're the worst one, because you had to reach out to those people. You owe those people your fucking existence. And you're telling me that they're really boring. Well, what the fuck does that make you then? Knobsack. Anyway, shall I get the tarot out? But we were having a decent conversation about differences of opinion, which I definitely agree with. Yeah, anything to do with fucking them guys is just pathetic. It wasn't hot dog worthy, was it, Judy? Because at the end of the day, it was just sad. It was just a really sad thing, and a lot of people didn't even want to listen to it because it was just sad to hear. It was like listening. Oh, horrible. It's like watching videos on YouTube you don't want to watch, you know. Yeah, that's it. Right then, I'll get the tarot out. Are you up for that, Vic?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
It probably needs a bit of tarot, doesn't it? Oh, shit.
What? Victor is not boring, just small muscles and small subcounts. Right. No, I think it's all of the above. I have small muscles, small subcounts, and I'm not boring. And I am boring, sorry.
No, I don't find boring at all, Vic.
Oh, it's okay. You don't have to sugarcoat.
No, I'm not saying that. No, honestly, I don't think you're boring. I really don't. Like, I really do think you've got deep thoughts, and they just can't understand what you're talking about. That's as simple as that.
Just go.
You want to talk about something a bit different. Huh?
I'm just nothing. I'm just saying go with it. It's okay.
Oh, well, yeah, we can do. Well, that's boring.
All right.
Boring to me.
I think we need the CPE's White Knight to chime in on this. What does he think?
The Four of Wands fell out while I was doing that, so let's just see what the Four of Wands is saying.
There's still tarot cards in my parking lot where I live. I seen them in the bushes. I'll plug it out. I'll take it out. Maybe tomorrow morning on my way to work, I'll take it out and I'll take a picture and post it.
That'd be sweet. It says right, okay. A party does not need a reason. A party or a feast happens when the heart is happy. The Fae prepare the tree for a celebration that will not only be for them, but the Fae will return from their business and find everything ready. This kind of harmonious arrangement is difficult to arrive at, but brings serenity to all individuals who take part. Mm-hmm. Yes. This is what I was trying to combat with Ricardo. Basically, like that whole thing I was explaining on the Fiber Twig stream. I don't know if you saw it, but about how if you've got a membrane representing the time space and you put something like big in that, and everything runs down it. Like they say about gravity and stuff. So you put a big ball in there, and then all the little balls will roll towards this big ball, and that's what we've got going on here with two of them. And so it's like an inverse curse, and everything that we make, everything that comes out of this community gets creamed off by two fat vampires who don't do anything to achieve what they're getting. And I'm going to say one fat vampire now, if this truth is to be believed. Here he comes, CP, right, it's night, just like you wanted. Vic. So yeah, that's the Four of Wands. It could represent this, what we're doing now. I think it's more likely to represent that we are making food for other people. So basically, we're making a party for other people, and that's okay. I've kind of accepted that now. It's just a case that if I can protect myself a little bit if Ricardo will do that truce, then that's cool. That's cool.
I think Ricardo will hold to the truce.
I hope so.
He has no reason to attack you.
Well, yeah, no, but he never has. He really, genuinely never. This is what I was saying earlier. Like, people just do believe the hype, because he just goes on and on and on about it. He goes on that I'm like some massively obsessed attacking person who just wants to ruin and attack him. When my point is that
how could you believe that unless they see you attacking people? You know what I mean? Like, you can say you attack people all day long until you actually attack somebody.
Because all
then it's nonsense.
This and this when I'm just standing up to myself against Dean, or I just had to go with Dean, didn't I? For instance, so people could because they
right. But I think anybody who's paying attention will see the truth.
I think a lot of people don't pay attention, and
exactly. But the people who don't pay attention are not important.
Well, no, but there's a lot of people, so that's what helps the other people believe the hype. Do you know what I mean? It's not like I expect it to change, but that's how the dynamic works. You just get enough meat golems, you just get enough fucking idiots behind something, and then you can actually get some real people involved then. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know. I think something that Tommy said one time kind of resonated with me when he's like, "There's not that many people watching this community." You know what I mean? So I think you get the same people around. I think everybody's mind is made up on all the people. You know what I mean? So if anybody who's gonna like CPE already likes CPE, is not gonna be.
Well, that's
Dean's not going to change their mind. Anybody who likes Dean already likes Dean, and nobody's going to change their mind.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
About it being a very small place, and that no one, because he was like wondering why everyone thought it was an alt account. It was like, because nobody ever comes here. Like,
right. I mean, once in a while, new people do show up, right? Like Don Kingsley is.
Yeah. Well, who else is
me? People come up,
I don't know. When did they? Anyway, so let's do it. Tell me when for past and when for present.
Okay. So stop.
Oh, okay.
All right, and then again.
Present. Yeah.
And stop.
I'm gonna go again.
Okay.
I'm going to go again on that one. Let's do it again, will you?
Okay. And stop.
Okay. Okay. Hanged Man. I'm going to have to do it again because I put it in the wrong place. I don't know if I put it in the right place or not. All right, sorry. I've got the present. I just haven't got the past in the future.
Okay, let me know when you start shuffling, and then no.
Just tell me when to start.
Stop.
Okay, right. Sorry about that. So
no
this
problem.
is the present, and this is the past. I mean the future. But yeah, I'd got the Hanged Man, and I thought it was real. It really matters where you put it, and I had a little bit of confusion when I got it out. So I didn't want to. And if it's meant to come out, it'll come out again. So we've got. For the past, oh my god, it's that card that was on the last reading that was for the the one with the guy looking in through the window.
Oh,
and the guy sat around the fire.
That's quite fitting. I mean, and it keeps coming up, so that must mean a lot to this situation.
Yeah, very much. And and I mean, that was the scenario that we were in, wasn't it? Before everyone was really cozy and cohesive, and it was small, and the view was looking in, but they still kind of weren't interacting in a way that
I mean,
effective with us.
I mean, yeah, that definitely, like, yeah, if it's an outside source, something that it definitely resonates with me because, I mean, I think that's my past. I was somebody who was looking through the window, just looking from far, and then
Yeah, me
decided
too.
to get involved afterwards.
Yeah, me too. That's true. It's a massive part of it, isn't it? I mean, I took that to mean it could be our bullies, or it could be anyone. You know, it could
It could
be.
be that too. That works, you know.
Yeah, because you can see it from the two perspectives as well, and that's part of it. Just the fact that you can see it through two perspectives is enough. You know, that could be something, because it could be from the point of view of the people watching the fire, looking over their shoulder, being scared of something, which might or might not exist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, due to that, that's the past, and that's really interesting because it's such a big creature. It could also be sort of like something boding. It might not even. I think in this it does represent an actual living thing. To be fair, because it is in the card as a living thing, but it is ethereal, so it could be
Right.
a
It
thing on.
could represent something else.
Yeah, like something else looking in, or it could be Big Brother, even.
Yeah, something looming.
Something looming. Exactly, that's what that is. It could be something looming. But anyway, that's in the past, which it does feel right that that's in the past because that is how we were. And it was like, oh, isn't it lovely? We're all together, and isn't it nice? And that was last time. So we're in the present now. Let's see what we've got. The world again. The world again. It was inverted though. That's interesting. We've had the world before.
Okay.
That same stream, and I've shuffled this a lot. I'm not kidding, guys. A lot. And these are the same cards that came up last stream, but they're in a different order. I need to start writing down the fucking cards. I suppose it's all. Oh, I don't need to write them down. It's all in the stream. For the world, although I've done it many times, I will have a look. It's pretty self-explanatory, though, isn't it? It's the world. You know what I mean? It's like everything,
Right.
in like the lot. It's on the shell of a snail because it takes it with it. This is the universe, and it includes galaxies, stars, planets. Immense in this universe, there is a snail. All completion, complementarity, the comprehension and union of opposites. Interesting.
Interesting. That is interesting.
Joy, happiness, peace, serenity, a prize, communion with what surrounds one, the spirit of the world, water and wind. Interesting. I mean, I do this card for us, don't I, for the Herbies, or for the community. So, the world is a card that contains everything. It's the material aspects, to intellectual, spiritual matters, so everything. And all of these distinct elements, all in harmony. More positive stuff than this one. Besides, because it's complete, also represents contact with the divine and the need to harmonize one's energies, desire, and actual abilities in a unique space. That's very true. There is an old Japanese fable that describes the world supported by four elephants. I did this one last time. Travels through infinity. The world of the Fae is a world of magic, of courage and wonder, where things exist without needing a reason to be. A world made of substance. So that's the second time that's come up. Things exist without having a reason. That's something
Interesting.
Yeah. Because it's kind of like talking about when we were saying about the topics of discussion, and you were saying it doesn't really matter anymore. It's just. Fake call. Yeah. I've not seen the real call. I shouted at this one. Didn't I, Opal Palace? Fake call. Because I thought it was the real call one day. I wrote, "Fuck off, Carl!" Really massive in Evil's chat, and you know that day he was fine with that. And that or so I thought. It's a shame, anyway. Right. So anyway, the third one, which is the future. Oh, the Five of Chalices in the future. Oh shit. Oh no, not the Five of Chalices. Oh.
Is that a bad thing?
Well, I didn't do a reading last week and I really should have done. Do you know what I mean? It would have really helped. It would have really helped this week. But yeah, there's 5. We had this one for Tommy Tallarico once.
Okay.
Oh shit. Oh god. Oh man, I don't even want to read it out. The Five of Chalices continues the significance from the previous card. If there one was rich, but in reality poor, here, who was poor is in fact rich. Oh, who is poor is rich. Oh, well, it's not what I thought it was. The beautiful chalice lies in pieces. But it is still beautiful and useful. Okay, this isn't so bad. I thought it can't be that bad because it's a 5, and 5 are really balanced cards. So, okay. Oh my god. Okay, so it's a bit like the death card almost, but it's just focused in chalices. So it's all about your emotions really. And I think this world, because we're not grifters and it's this is a very wand and chalice based, in my opinion, environment that we're in. It's all about creation, about from your mental acuities, because the physical it's not here. You know what I mean? So that all aspects of physicals aren't present in this place really, apart from
a few
of your projects and stuff that you make. I suppose that's pentacles to some extent, but also wands. One is focused on wands. So this chalices is focused on emotions, but I would say that we could count it. It's a bit. I think it could include other things.
Well, like intellectual property rather than physical property.
Yeah, wands is more to do with intellectual property, but I think there is a crossover. I think that's kind of what I'm trying to get at. Yeah, I think you've hit it on the head there. It's more that sort of thing. And it's just saying loss, joy in loss, recovering what was of value, comprehension of just proportions. The broken chalice is the loss, the security that was depended on. The desert shows the apparent arid nature of the situation. The buildings in the distance illustrate an uncertain future, still full of possibilities and discoveries. The blue of the chalice shows that the nourishment, the water, is not necessarily outside of ourselves, but exists in the value that we give to things. There one was rich, but in reality poor. Here, who was poor is in fact rich. The beautiful chalice lies in pieces, but it is still beautiful and useful. It lifts up from the ground and welcomes whoever uses it. In the sentimental sphere, a happy ending is not necessarily the one we expect, but can occur in a banal, more realistic way. It's not the bad one I thought it was.
Right. So I guess that would mean that things aren't going to end the way necessarily that we would like it to, but it's going to be a good way for it to end up.
Yeah, it's like the having to strive for excellence ending, I think. Do you know what I mean? Like having to get pushed out of your whatever the comfort zone, which says like the thing that was depended on. So it's whatever was, it goes, it's in the future. I mean, I wouldn't have been surprised if that was in the past, from like the week after. But yeah, it's like that sort of thing of like everything changing, everything shifting. Like it's all like around there's some like sand castles and stuff, and so it's all like an uncertain Schrodinger's box type situation, Schrodinger's cat, sorry, sort of situation where the future is just full on potential, and that is sort of bolstered by the position that this chalice puts this being in. And so the chalice is still helping, but like it says, in a way that you wouldn't have expected. So you're not using it as a vessel anymore because it's broken. It's being used as a seat, so she can see this thing. So it's like it's changed its use slightly, and different goals can be seen from that, which is just like the normal changing of things, isn't it? Really, I suppose. Interesting. Yes. Oh, Dr. Zeus's Ministry of Cinematic Propaganda. Who's this? Look at this. Who's this then? Hello, greetings. Oh, hey up. Hey up. Sweet and tender hooligan. El Chingo N. Yes, who's this? I've never heard of this person before. They're talking to you. Rick. Oh, he's gone. Right then, does anybody want a reading before Dr. Zeus's Ministry of Cinematic Propaganda? Would you like a reading? Or Hooligan, would you like a reading? Or Harold? Excuse me, I don't know. Harold, don't know. Everyone's busy, I think. Someone's asking you a question there. She wants to know if you like Reservoir Dogs. Oh my god, it's gone all weird and.
Oh yeah, what tipped this guy off?
Oh, I know. I wonder. Oh yeah, so Dr. Zeus does want a reading. Okay, I'll just choose the past, present, and future then, because you can't say unless you want to put it in the chat when you want to stop shuffling. Do you want to put it in the chat when I stop shuffling? No, sorry, Hooligan, you can't, because he needs to say he wants a reading himself with his own mouth or his own fingers on the keyboard before I'll do it. Because there's been times when I wanted to do readings for other people, and I knew that I could never contact them to ask them beforehand, unfortunately. But I can't do it. I'm not going to do it. What juju? Did you go to read cards? Oh no, my friend taught me. I went to Hogwarts, of course. Okay. So I'm going to do the past, present, future for Dr. Zeus's Ministry of Cinematic Propaganda. Okay. I'm just trying to envision Dr. Zeus's face. Beautiful.
I still wonder if I was saved today. I hope so.
I think you might have been.
I hope so. It was in the cards. Oh, we should have did the reading to do if I was saved.
Do that. We'll do that after. Yeah, we'll do that after. Definitely. That could be
Okay.
good. Yeah, totally. We'll leave it on that note. That's exactly what we should. Oh, I can't call it that.
Awesome.
Okay, right. So present. I felt it then for a second, and then there we go. So past. Oh, it's beautiful. It's smooth. Oh, wow. You are lucky. You are lucky. Oh my gosh, but your past is not. So, Three of Swords, mate. Can't do it, Harold, unless he wants to do it. Unless he wants to do it himself. Yeah, I didn't go to Hogwarts really. It was through my friend. She taught me, and she sat me down, and she was just like, "It's really not this big thing that everyone says it is. It's not this big, loads of rules and all that stuff. It is literally just some pictures that you like the look of. And yes, there is a story in the actual full tarot, but there's loads of other types of cards, you know. But in the tarot, there's like an actual story and a journey that goes through the whole thing, which gives it a little bit of continuity, and it just makes reading it a bit different to reading like angel cards or fairy cards or the other types of divination cards that there are. And there are some lovely ones. I've got some universe cards and they're so cool. There's just got like different galaxies and stuff and nebulas in it. But I do prefer the tarot framework. And my friend just took away. I wasn't scared of it for like the spiritual side of things before. I was just more scared of, I think it was just more intimidating with all the rules that you'd have to learn and things like that. But my friend was just like, just look at the cards. Just look at the cards. They tell you what the symbols are in there. They tell you what's in there, and then you get to know them. And obviously, I stick to the book quite a bit, which is a very amateurish way to do it. Like, it's not what do at all. But I just do that. Bottom line.
That's the way to get there, right?
Yeah, and over time, I've really got to know these cards. I mean, I've had these cards like a long time, at least 15 years. So but then I went for like 7 years without even touching them. You know, I'll go for a long time without touching them. In fact, yeah. And then I'll just get back to it. So yeah, the three of swords. We've had this before, and this, oh my god. Yeah, this is the stream card. Yeah, alt account, you should. Yeah, you should totally. Oh man, I reckon you'd be really good at it. I reckon you really would. You see things, you know what I mean? You see symbols, you see deeply. And if you see deeply and you care and you have integrity, then you will do well with the tarot. And that's it, because you trust your own judgment. And that is, yeah, you'd be really good at it. I would love to have a reading done by you, alt account, definitely. So we're on the Three of Swords, which we have had many times, and it's a friend of the stream. This one, it's a friend of the stream, and it's in your past position. And swords is battles. Well, yeah, it's all that sort of thing. That side of things, the action side, the active side. And we're on the 3 here, and it's even got its own bookmark in this book. Oh, who should have just popped up? But an old friend of the stream, who you will all be seeing soon enough. So here we go, Dr. Zaius. You never had a reading? Oh wow. Well, this one's in the past, and it's saying, to learn pain, to suffer and not see the light, nor hope, to deal with remorse, one's losses and responsibilities, desperation, sadness and nostalgia. In the Christian world, evil is one of the fruits of free will, like good. Thrown out of Eden, man knows pain, suffering and obscurity, but through these trials he also discovers good and freedom. In the 3 of Swords, we are confronted with one's own pierced heart. The ability to perceive the difference between oneself and pain is lost, and we identify ourselves with suffering. In these moments, the sea seems like a gentle caress trying to soothe the emptiness felt. We are immersed in darkness, even though dawn is breaking. It's one of the darkest cards. It's one of the saddest cards in the whole thing. Evil cannot last forever, and pain induces growth. Even if we are not able to see this, and we think that the great sea is made of tears, it is nevertheless an important moment when we do not turn our back on pain, but deal with it instead. This is the way to overcome it. Yeah, so there is a lot of strength in this card as well. So it's that strength that builds you up, but it really, really fucks you up. And the words to know pain, to learn pain, do you know what I mean? That explains it all, because I've had this card many times, and I've seen this card come up and been like, oh, it's fine, and then been sat later down the line and been like, oh, that card. But you are so lucky that, you know, it's come out in your past, not your future. That's your past, and it's left behind now, but it's what makes you strong. It's got the thing as well that I found with this card is that the guy is stood in the sea. And me, you know, it has been definitely remarked upon that this has been a very stream-based card. So I would, you know, it could have relations to streams or streaming. That's my own personal interpretation that I've learned with this card, because it just comes up all the time. And also, that's another thing that comes up, is you have your own conversation with the cards over the years, and you get to know them. And two of my ones that come up a lot in my conversation, like if I've not seen this has happened a few times, like if I haven't seen my cards for a bit, and I'll come and I'll do a little shuffle or something, and I'll put a card down just to, like, as a welcome, like as a hello. It's often the sun, and the sun's my favorite card. Number 2, the present is a chalice. So we've had the 5 of chalices, and then this one's the 2 of chalices. And it says, 2 diverse and yet complementary figures are joined together by a toast, a formal pact. We are in the field of feelings, with a promise of friendship, of love, or if even only of affinity, to connect a fragment of oneself with another person, as in a magic rite. The chalice is designed so that 2 lips can drink from the same source. Now, did that come up like 2 weeks ago, that card? Possibly. I think it did. So that's in your present. The sea indicates solitude and the private, intimate nature of the event. The rocks represent removal from the sea and therefore place accent on the exceptional nature of the event. The growth, it is too soon to speak, but there is a gentle feeling of the heart and calms the waves. So that's present. And then the future is my favourite card of all, which is the sun. And that's why I said you're very, very lucky to have that in your future. In my opinion, nothing bad can come of having the sun in your future. It reminds me a little bit of Justy's reading that time, because he had just such an amazing 3rd card. It was just the most beautiful. I was like, oh, Justy, it's so lovely. Where is it? So, sun, truth, courage, sincerity, security, certainty, strength, joy, power, glory, and light. A young fae with a body burnt brown by the sun sits in a field the colour of gold and is nourished by the rays of the sun. The clouds redden with gold and everything is dazzled and nourished by the light of the sun. The exact opposite of the moon, which we had a couple of weeks ago, full of contradictions. The sun is an arcana that by nature is without any kind of ambiguity. It has no shadows, no veils, no half measures. The light of the sun inundates everything and has no rivals. It nourishes, heats, and protects. The sun represents all truths, all certainties, all practical things, all understandable things. It represents masculine power and the joy of fullness and of security, when no doubt troubles the soul. And it's just a beautiful card of the guy just sat in the sun, enjoying the beam of the sun. So, yes, I'm glad you appreciated that. Dr. Zaius's Ministry of Cinematic Propaganda. And now Vic wanted one for whether you're going to get saved or not. Oh, I think you might have had to go. Does anyone else want one? Because I'll shuffle, because I think Vic's coming back. I will shuffle for that, because that's a very, very good one. If not, shall I pull the cards anyway, Vic? I'm going to pull the cards anyway for Vic. So I'm nearly going to be at 2 hours, and I wanted to do it for an hour and a half. But never mind, maybe 2 hours is the minimum, really, if I'm going to do tarot. And I really did regret not doing the tarot this week. Right, okay. So you're not here to do the stops, Vic, but I'll give it. Think and see. Has Vic Vega been saved? I'll just pick out the one card. I don't know. We'll do what's it? Ego, conscious, subconscious, and superconscious. Have you been saved? We'll do that. Right. Subconscious, conscious, superconscious. Subconscious. Have you been saved? 5 of Wands. Ooh. Conscious. 2 of Swords. Superconscious. Queen of Pentacles. Interesting. Interesting. Subconscious. Now, I don't know what this is going to refer to. I'm just saying, doing this reading for Vicky's not here, but you can look back on it after Vic.
Oh, I'm here. Sorry.
Well, here, that's okay. That's cool. So you've got the 5 wands in your past. No, it's not your past. In your subconscious, regarding whether you were saved or not. I didn't know what to put as a 3-parter, so I thought subconscious, conscious, and superconscious.
Yeah.
So I did. So it's the 5 of Wands, which we've had before, which is like a party. And again, it's a very balanced, another balanced one. And so it's five of Wands. Yeah, struggle, training, friendly competition, physical ability and exercise. This one's come up for us a lot with the Herbies. This is a Herbie one. This is a Herbie card. This has come up for you before as well.
Oh, really?
I think so, yeah. I think so. Here there are symbols of games and fun inherent in the suit of wands. Like, this is another friend of the stream card. Massively.
Well, we definitely play games, so that is pertinent.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a struggle and friendly competition. So that's your answer to, have you been saved on the subconscious? Interesting. So it's like your exercise, your subconscious exercise. So in that sense, you have been saved, I suppose. So,
Okay.
yeah, you know what I mean? So it's giving you the exertion to... It's what strengthens you and bolsters you and builds you and layers up your shit so that you can create, I think. You know what I mean? It's like that.
Yeah.
And then you've got, for the conscious, is a 2 of Swords. Oh, nice. It's hiding from me. 2 of Swords. A duel. A moment of truth.
Oh, shit.
Here. The rules of conflict. The honor of war. The ability to isolate the senses and perceptions of one's own emotions and know how to regain lucidity.
Aha! That sounds like me. That sounds like my approach to all this.
Yeah, totally. Honor of war, definitely. Often the 2 of Swords is depicted as a blindfolded woman who offers the blades to 2 jewelers. The concepts of justice, ordeal, ritual duel are implicit in normal life. One rarely brandishes a sword, but equally we are often subjected to currents of violence and struggle. This card represents our ability to isolate ourselves from conflicts. That's what Judy was saying.
Yep.
You were saying. So there, this is a very good card for you, this. Remain impartial, but at the same time not to be indifferent. Oh, how difficult that is. When violence is not caused by us, we need to know what is really happening and not take part. At the same time, we must not ignore it or flee from it. This is you.
This is me.
This is you. This is you, this card. Oh my God. And you know who I used to say was this card? Is Kira from fucking Deep Space Nine. She looks like Kira from Deep Space Nine.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Which is a similar sort. Well, she's not, because she's really passionate, isn't she? She's a bit more like me.
Yeah.
A bit more like someone who stays out of it, but Maybe
But-
Cisco was more like that. But then he got really into it, didn't he? I don't know. Someone who's a bit more different.
Yeah,
Mm.
like a little bit in, a little bit out.
Yeah, well, fully in and fully out, I think. Fully in
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah,
conscious.
fully in and fully out.
That
Yeah.
makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Because that's your conscious. Because that's what you were literally consciously expressed earlier in the same
Yes.
way. So that's banging. And then you've got the Queen of Pentacles who comes up pretty much all the fucking time for us, doesn't she? She's
Uh-huh.
like, she's a regular. And she's like the queen of manifestation, you know, she's the queen of making shit out of nothing. So it's like what, out of the matrix, out of
Right.
the digital realm, and
And
then
that's what we do, right? We create things, right? So being creative, and that's pretty much you're creating something out of nothing, right?
yeah, with this, it's like it's a very much a material thing as well. So it could be the material satisfaction. Do you know what I mean? Of just being comfortable with your own self, having something
Yes.
to pat on. Do you know what I mean? And having that physical thing to give you some sort of purpose.
Uh-huh.
Which I definitely get from it, because I wouldn't have anywhere to focus my art, and I just wouldn't do it then because I'd just be too busy doing my other stuff. So
Yeah.
for me personally, like I'm just like, don't want to make it about me, but like that's just my perspective on something that gives you purpose. So the queen, I'm trying to find her, but she's, I kind of know her, but I will check her out just to be complete, just for the be a completionist about it. Right. Opulence, magnificence, flirtatiousness, aesthetic spirit. A young girl with a spontaneous and delicate air plays with a pentacle that is divided into two halves, one the sun, the other the moon. Her hands rest upon the pentacle as if it were a musical instrument, and a smile plays on her lips. Gaiety without pretext or hidden ends is painted on the face. She seeks company and human contact, is willing to give the same in exchange. She's ready to give and also ready to, that is so you. Ready to give and also ready to assert herself without being able to pause and reflect on relationships. I don't know about that. With you. I don't know about that. I disagree with that thing. Well, I don't know. I don't know. You know, I don't know that. You think about what you think about that one. But yeah, that's interesting that it's in your super conscious, because it's kind of like the thing that's like your soul. You know what I mean? It's like your soul. It's what the Two of Swords is trying to achieve in its own consciousness by channeling parts of that super consciousness.
Mhm.
You're trying to represent a conscious version of that, and
Okay.
the way it's doing that possibly is the Two of Swords. Does that make sense? So with this, it's like this is the thing that's coming in, inspiring everything else and overarching everything else, and it's about creation, and it's about the human contact.
Right. So like what I'm getting from this is like I don't need to be saved. I'm comfortable with myself. I'm my own person.
Yeah.
And
Or maybe it could be that if you are saved, yeah, this is like what this is
it's
your
like I'm comfortable with myself, and
interpretation, I think, of whether or not you're saved or not. I think rather than it actually being the world, or like, are you saved, because of the way I pulled out the cards, I think it is. And I didn't really pick the right or have the best alignment, you know what I mean, thing to put it in, whatever they call it,
right, right.
spread light, you know what I mean. That does make a big difference if you've got a very specific thing.
Uh-huh.
So I think I've got some confusion as to whether it's the universe, and that's what that, you know, physically that's what that is representation of, or whether it's a representation of your interpretation of whether you need to be saved or not, or whether you have been saved or not.
Right.
Does that make sense? So what
Yeah.
we'll do is I'll take the Two of Swords, which is the Kira from Star Trek card, and I will use it as an indicator card, and I'll pull another card out. So we've got the basis now, and then we're going to have a card which will literally be a yes or no. Have you been saved by King of All Buttocks, right? And that's going to go over the top of the indicator card, which is that one about the battle, the moment of truth, the duel. Yeah?
All right.
And then we'll have a little bit more clarification, I think, on what we're doing here.
All right.
Okay. So just tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Oh, hammer time.
Hammer time.
Fucking same card that we got, the first card that I pulled out. The card that fell out. The card that...
Oh, shit.
I'm wagging my finger at your avatar on the screen. I'm like, it's the fucking card that fell out, man. It's that party card. Did I read the ones? I don't know if I did. Wow. Okay, so ooh. Yes, well oh yeah, I did read it out, and remember I was saying it. I saw it as a quite a thing, like whatever we make, they eat. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. Okay.
That. Whatever we make, they eat. It's a party for them. That's what your answer is. But then it's me reading it, and
Well,
then my cards, so they would say that.
Right. So I mean that's literally what it was. It was like they made this stream to be a party for them. Which who knows what they did, whether probably trashed me the whole time or whatever.
Probably still doing it now.
Right. So yeah, so and they're at the same time that that's them feeding off of our energy, right?
Mm,
So
Yeah.
so they're using me or whatever I've created
your moment of truth and your duel.
yeah.
Oh yeah, but we knew that anyway, didn't we?
Right. But this is like a confirmation, I guess.
Yeah, and then I suppose in the context of, are you saved or not? I think that's the answer is, this is just a party for them. But we kind of
Yeah.
knew anyway. But
Yeah.
like you say, it's a confirmation. It's the card saying, we know, but we're going to give you the answer. And it's a pretty obvious answer. Ask a silly question, get a silly answer, isn't it? I suppose, and that's what we got.
Yeah. No, that was good.
Yeah.
I've always been curious about these tarots because, like I've said in the past, that one of my favorite games is that Shin Megami, and it's really has a lot of tarot
Does it?
stuff around it. Yeah, like Persona. Persona is all about the tarot.
Are you going to play that ever on stream?
You know what? I should because
You played a special game the other day. That's the one I thought you were going to play, but I couldn't remember the name of it.
no, it was something else, but like I'm not gonna play it because I watched some reviews on it and it sucks.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it was a game where Michael Madsen does the voice,
Oh.
but it's terrible. It's a terrible game. But I should play Persona because it would be interesting for you because like in the game, a part of the game is sort of like a social thing where you have to talk to people and each person is a representation of an arcana. So like
Really?
yeah.
Whole journey throughout the game. Do you start as the fool, end up with the world, or whatever it is at the end?
Well, well, the game is about like demons are spilling into the real world, and you are tasked with going into the other world and defeating the monsters, so that you prevent things from happening in the real world. And so you use demons as your kind of like what do you call it? Like familiar. They're like familiars. So like you. And like you, there's a lot of occultic stuff in the game, and it's tarot is a big part of the game. So like people in the real world represent the arcana, and you talk to them, and then you get powers from that arcana, whichever one, right?
That's cool. Oh, I want to play that.
Yeah. Maybe I'll do a stream about it, and then you can decide. Maybe I think you would enjoy those games.
Yeah,
They're RPGs. And I'll stream it just to show you what it's like because they're really popular games.
I wonder if there's a Persona. There's got to be a Persona tarot card set then, hasn't there?
I think there is. I think there was a limited edition that came with a tarot card set.
course. Yeah,
Oh man, because I was thinking about that earlier
yeah,
when you were talking about your cards and
yeah.
the specific ones I was like, oh, I think there's a SMT tarot set. That would be crazy. I'm gonna look into that. I might have to get my hands on one.
Make your own. I've been saying I was going to do one with AI art for ages, and I want to make one for this place, and I want to make one for the Amico, and I want to make one for the Blue Tents as well. So I've got 3 to do. But you've got to know the story to do it, and I have made one set before, and it was really, really fun, and it really added to my understanding of the tarot by doing it, because you need to know what the symbols are and what all the cards represent to make them.
Right.
So, although my memory's shit, I did get a deeper learning from that, and it was great. Gaia Online. I don't know if anyone ever heard of Gaia Online, but when I was younger, and I made them up all the characters from that.
Cool.
Yeah, a long time ago.
I kind of want to look into that now.
Yeah, do it. You're a really visual person as well, so you know the symbology. Like I'm saying with alt account, it's like if you can see symbols, you can see into it. Totally
Yeah. No, I'm looking into that set. If there's a SMT.
Oh right, yeah. Okay.
But you really should try to set up the camera so that we can see the cards.
Yes,
I think that would help the readings and like help the people visualize what you're talking about.
I'm a bit put off by it because the last time I did that, it just caused trouble for me. It just caused massive.
Right.
And also they're always going on about fucking doo-doo hands, and who's to know if I might have like
Oh,
a
jeez.
speck of something on my finger from being garden earlier. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just not worth it. Because those butt wipers, the people who have literally their hands up people's arses most of the fucking day for 2 pence an hour, they're the people who are calling it, mate.
Right.
It's just one of them. I will do it. It's just
maybe you have to be very diligent and like.
Yeah. I thought what I could start doing is taking photos of them and putting them on the community afterwards. But then I thought, like, some people might not want that up there forever. And the thing is about tarot as well, it works on the video because it's about time and time's got. And you can take a photo of a tarot just for your own reference, but really, it's not really necessary because that is a snapshot of what's happening right now. And so, like tomorrow, it might be a different set. Obviously, it'll be different cards, but it'd probably be telling you a similar tale if we did another one in a minute. Do you know what I mean? Whereas, like, if you go to another day or something, it will change because everything changes, doesn't it?
I'm going to share something. Hold on. Oh boy. What happened?
I don't know. You're here.
Yeah. No, my computer kind of freezes up sometimes when I try to share things. Okay, there he is. Let's see, where is it? Here we go. These are the tarot cards for the Persona 5 game.
Oh wow! Look at that.
Yeah. These don't seem to be in French, but yeah, they look cool.
In French because that's the original. The original.
Oh, okay.
French is the Rider Way or the Rider Way, or however you pronounce it. It's all in French, so they'll have done that as well, an homage. Sun, look at the sun.
Yeah, the sun. I was gonna mention that.
Yeah. Moon.
So I guess these are just the main Arcana cards, right? It doesn't have all the
cards. So these are the major Arcana.
Yeah.
So these are like main characters who you meet, right? In it, I'd imagine. Are these the only ones that you meet, or do you see the court cards as well?
No, these are the main ones.
Yeah. So these are the guys you meet. Oh, that's cool though. I'd like to see what the dialogue that they wrote for these people and things like that.
Yeah. I will definitely play. I recommend them if you have a chance.
There's
if you
a
have
lot.
If you have any way of playing, I think the best ones are the Persona 3 and Persona 4. If you ever get a chance to play them.
I will definitely. I'll get that for my friend who taught me tarot. I'll get it for her for a birthday present. Is it a PC game?
I think they're. I don't know if they have them on PC. They might have it on Steam
I don't know what
now.
she's got. I don't know what she's got. I think
I
they have
think, but they're like the
PS4.
games.
You're right.
I know they're originally came out on PS2, but I think there's a PSP version. And
PS
I think Persona 4 is available on modern systems. I could check Steam. They might be available now.
Get the one for the PS2.
Yeah, you could get the.
Yeah, I like these cards. There are a lot of similarities in these from the original Ride Away or whatever it's called, especially the stars. Yeah, there's a lot of similarity with these.
Yeah.
But a lot of differences as well. I
Yeah,
like.
they look cool. I think they look really cool.
Yeah, they look really cool. It's not how I would go about doing it at all.
Right.
Style.
Right. Well, if you're familiar with Persona 5, you know, this really goes with the art style that they went with in the game.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds wicked, mate. Yeah, I'd be well up for watching that stream.
I'll consider it. I mean, RPGs aren't really like, I don't know about RPGs for streaming, but I'll play it. I love those games. Like that's like one of my favorite series.
I've never had a problem with watching people. The thing is with RPGs, but it's only the same as when you were doing the hidden object games for me.
Yeah.
It's like once you've missed a bit of it, you're fucked. Yeah, it's all right if I keep up with those streams, but once that person's done that, it's the same with any game, innit? But I think it stands out way more with the RPGs and with the hidden object games and stuff like that. Although you could pull it back with hidden object games, really, because each one's like its own little thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, yeah. And this one, it's like, and the way you play it, it's like the days. So you have a certain amount of days, and then, so you might not have time to go and do all the things that you want to do because the days pass by. It's really a cool game. I will start playing it.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah, I'll do Persona 3. I love Persona 3, so.
And I'm gonna have a start at making these tarot cards for this area.
Cool.
Oh my god! I didn't know there was one. Let's have a reaction to that then before we go. Let's do that one alt account. Why not? Since we'll have some drama. So it's on Cyan's account.
Video dropping the top from his vest. Oh, so he had like a shirt and then he like showed it. Oh my good lord. Good lord. Mexican Canadians are nice, civil, and like musica. Did you know I'm Mexican now? I've been anointed.
I've heard this.
I've been anointed as Mexican, and I'm honored. I am honored. I'm so happy to be Mexican. It's way cooler than my original ethnicity. So, thank you. I just need like maybe if Ron Demon or AltaCount 1. I think is AltaCount 1 Mexican? Maybe he can like make it official. We need a real Mexican to like say yes, you are now an honorary Mexican.
Yeah, it needs to be proper.
Right. You know what I mean? I need a real Mexican to like
sign
off.
Cyan himself who did it, or is it someone doing it off Cyan? And I have no idea.
Well, he's on it. AltaCount's on it. He'll get us on it. All right, I'm gonna call up. I'm just gonna take a look at the Persona 3.
Oh, just not something that I want to even look at. Video games, lover guys. Hey, Ron has declared it.
Oh, where is it? Let me see it. I welcome you as an honorary Mexican, hermano Blando. Thank you. Thank you. I'm honored to be honorary Mexican. I'm
Now
so
you're
happy.
not Mexican, you can answer to this then. That Whispers just put. What about a white
Okay.
person in a mixed race neighborhood whose first word was a Spanish word?
That counts. I think that counts. I think that counts.
Right.
I mean, you know.
Drops top. I've got the one which I've watched. The Simon Stevens. Drops top for Queef. Oh no. He's not coming up.
In the meantime, do you want to take a look? I can maybe I can share.
Oh,
We can
sorry.
take a look.
Yeah, put him on and then I'll come back over.
We can
What is-
take a look at the opening scene of the game, of the Persona game, just to give you an idea of what it looks like.
Yeah.
Would you be interested? Okay.
Yeah, I would be interested.
All right. Let's see. All right. Let me reset it. All right. It should be sharing.
All right, one sec.
It should be
What
going.
channel is it on? What channel is it on? Alt account 1. Is it on Dissection is a Sane? That's what's coming up. Or is it on Simon Stevens? I don't know yet.
What's going on here?
Is it
I don't know why it's not.
on Plain Black?
Yeah, it was just working. It was just on. Yeah, let's try. Let's try
Yeah.
Persona 4. Huh, that's
What
strange.
Simon Stevens? Right, okay. I thought I found it.
Ah, there it is.
Really like Simon Stevens. I always have. But he
Simon
hates.
Stevens was cool. I remember that guy.
Yeah, it was like you. It was like you, right? So I had the people who I used to watch, and I'd be like, "Oh, these snakes are cool." Do you know what I mean? Them, and he was the other one. He hates me. Absolutely hates me. I just don't know what I said or did.
Huh, interesting. Ricardo's stream got nuked by YouTube. Oh no.
Really? What was he playing?
Was that tonight?
Oh, here we are. 1:30, you say? Oh my god! I think I just saw it.
Oh, do you want me to? You can
I've
take
already-
this one down.
I think. Oh my god! No, I haven't seen that. No, I haven't seen that. Well, we can watch yours first if you want.
Oh no, I'm done. I was just showing you the game. It was
Oh.
just like in the meantime type of thing.
It looks. Oh wow! No, it looks cool, man.
Yeah, it has got some cool style to it.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's see this.
Very cool. Okay. I always do that.
Here's Truxton Lover, Siren Races, so drops off for Queen. God, what am I in for here? What have I walked into?
Right, I've jumped to 1:30, just like you said. Oh god. Oh my Gideon.
Sweet Lord. Oh my God.
That sounds very gay.
I'm speechless.
That sounds gay. That sounds very gay.
I don't even know. See, the problem with the vest is the neck part. It makes the neck look way too thick, and then it just takes away the whole illusion.
So good today. Standing in the way.
You see how the neck part just kind of ruins the whole thing?
Yeah.
Takes me right out of the immersion, you know?
And it's gonna have nipple hard on the whole time. He's always gonna have like
Right.
peanuts.
Yeah, it's a little bit, I don't know.
For me, I've got way less problem with his actual boobage than his personality.
Right.
Okay.
My favorite character.
Jerked off to it.
Girl Slash.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, like, you know, at the end of the day, I did think it
Yeah.
was cool that there was like people were at first I was like, it's cool that all of a sudden from White Man's North Korea we're getting a bit of variation, like I said in my video that time, you know, when Prince of Fallen first came out, I was like, there is that aspect of it, but there's the whole aspect later on where you're just like, yeah, all these guys are, you know, they've all got issues, haven't they?
Right.
Everyone
Well,
would,
I mean, like that's the thing that I notice right away. It's like he's got the vest on, okay, but instead of going ooh la la, like you know,
yeah,
posing and everything, he's going acting all weird.
exactly.
Right?
I mean,
That's what makes it fucked up.
one video though, isn't it? You don't see the rest of it. You don't see
Yeah.
all the rest of the time he's wearing that.
Oh, I
vest.
guess yeah. Maybe there's some private videos that were sent that haven't been released yet.
I'm sure there are, or things that aren't videoed at all.
I don't even want to fucking.
It's, but like, it doesn't look like he's got a huge amount of personal hygiene going on there, does he? Either. So that vest is gonna be sweaty because
Oh
it's like
yeah,
made
it's
of
like
like
latex or something.
latex. I mean,
Yeah.
I bet it's like slippering around all over him with all the sweat.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
That's hey, when you know, it is
Yeah,
what it is, I guess.
Whatever
But like
floats-
I said, you know, I would think that they would be like, he would be like, ooh, haha, like you know, squeezing them together, like trying to be sexy, but no, he's like, and being all weird. That's what I
yeah,
don't get.
thing that you pick up on though, isn't it? Because and I had seen it, but it was only when you say it that I actually thought, oh yeah, that is the thing that sticks out. And I think it's, you know, I don't know, maybe it's because he's doing it in this community and he knows he's going to get shit for it.
Right.
Trying to,
I guess he's maybe yeah. It's his attempt to make it look like a joke, right?
yeah.
But it's like, why do you own that thing?
Why did he even fucking say anything? If he does, why don't you show off to fucking Darius and people like that who clearly aren't getting? Well, to be fair, maybe he can see something that we can't, and he can see D Reed, and he can see DT, and he can see other people that I won't mention who have a slight obsession with
Okay,
all that stuff.
you know what? I do have something to bring up. What
Go on.
about the whole what's that guy's name? The diaper guy.
Oh yeah, Prince of Fallen.
Prince of Fallen. He was going in on Darius for so long. Right? Like
Yeah.
he was one of the front runners speaking out against Darius for a long time. I remember him from back in the day, the gaming days. And then Queef just accepts him and he goes and he's like, yeah, now he's friends with him. Like I don't get that whole thing.
I think with those two, it was probably business and politics, and I don't think either of them were under any illusions. Whereas, like I said in this Private Twig one, it really stands out to me when these people start doing the machinations and the Fraggle Rock Game of Thrones bullshit, and none of it's about people or ethics or anything, you know, a connection or anything. It's just about protection, very low level, and you don't even people as objects.
Right.
It's all
But
transactional. It's all business.
and so Darius isn't concerned with his credibility. Like he goes around calling people creeps and
No,
weirdos,
because
but
that's what.
then with Prince Fallen, he's come out and said, we accept you and this and that. I mean, I don't get it. Like, and then his fans are gonna be like, okay.
Because honestly, the only thing that Darius cares about is having something to hide behind. He's just a cowering streak of scared dog piss. That's all he is.
They're all desperately lonely. Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's just such a turn on a dime. Like,
Yeah,
here's
but
two
are you
enemies, and then
Yeah.
then this
He's
thing
doing it.
happens.
Yeah, but he did it
I-
on Volt. He's done that to Volt a couple of times back in the day. Like, proper turned on him. And when Volt was kissing his ass and he was getting Volt to do all the fucking jobs for him, and then he turned on him twice because it suited him. He did it to Tony, obviously, because Tony wanted to. I don't know what the thing was with Tony at first, but they were kissing each other's ass at first, and he turned on Tony. He turned on Slotham. He turned on Canadian Gamer, I don't know how many fucking times, and Alpha Nerd, and both,
Right.
everyone apart from fucking Slotham has gone back to him, and and Tony.
Right.
You know what I
I
mean?
just don't understand the Prince of Fallen thing. It's like, like when you finally, after the guy's been kind of going at you for so long, and then you finally have something where it's like, I was right this whole time. He goes and accepts him.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't understand it at all.
Because things had changed by then, though, hadn't they? And he needed all the support he could get, and it really is.
Really? I mean,
was-
that important?
Yeah, definitely. Because
Jeez.
he even I heard some
So
talk.
he has not 1 ounce of integrity.
No, not at all. AOQ, yeah. Yeah, exactly. He was always a flip-flopper, wasn't he? And he was always hiding. That's what I realised recently. He was always hiding behind other people. That was his thing. Because he was always hiding behind Volp and Albert and getting them to do his dirty work for him. That is what fucked him over. That one move to get those guys to handle his business for him was his undoing years down the line.
Uh-huh.
And you saw that when you first come into that community, you saw there was going on. You saw the Volt was definitely preventing some sort of any collaboration or cohesion with people. I don't know. I didn't know really what Albert was doing, but yeah, it was all crazy shit. And then now he's just got a bigger thing to hide about.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's so funny because he uses it as a vehicle to say, well, we're the adult table and we're mature and we can accept people. It's like, yeah, right, dude. Are you kidding me? All this time and now you're deciding to say that?
Well, that's what I thought about when the first time he joined up with Canadian Gamer again. The first time he did that, and that was a long time ago. He had a massive fucking thing going on with him for a right long time. And then all of a sudden, one morning, they just squashed it. But he was like getting people to go over and trying to bring his channel down and all that sort of shit. And then it was like the next day, everyone was like,
that is wild.
Friends with him. And I was like, whoa. And that was my first sort of introduction to how this place works.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you can't invest yourself into anything because it's so fickle. Everybody is so fickle and everything is so fickle. It could just, it just bends in the breeze and it's
Yes. But there's also a lot of massively different factors, isn't there, when we're coming on to an online world? It's not like we're all meeting in a room in the same location.
Exactly. The stakes are a lot lower, right?
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah.
That's the way I see it. I mean, for me, if like something starts to get too much, it's like, all right, see ya, I'm out. So it's very low stakes, right? So
yes, there's that, but also I think it's a lower strength of bond, isn't it? It takes a lot to bond together in this place because of that.
Yeah.
You managed it though, all us lot, and that's what they're all jealous of, all them dickheads.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because that's why I cherish kind of the relationships that I've made. That
yeah, me
and
too.
I still, like yeah, this might sound a little bit, but I still, it's like not. I still try to keep in the front of my mind that like, these are not. It's like because we don't even know each other's real names and stuff.
Exactly.
So it's like how close are we really? You know what I mean? It's not very.
Yes and no. I say
Yeah,
that,
exactly. It's yes and no. Exactly. It's very
isn't it?
nebulous.
Yeah, it's different
It's very
categories.
nebulous.
It's like when you see something and you go, "Oh, it's all right for what it is," and I don't mean it in any sort of disparaging way. But you
Uh-huh.
know, like when you say it's good for what it is, it's like it isn't. You're kind of pointing out that the thing isn't the thing that you're valuing. In like with that chalice, the fucking 5 of chalices, the value in the object isn't actually the over value in the object.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you were saying, it's not useful as a vessel anymore, but it is useful in some other way that we're not, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
we might not see yet. We might not see
yeah.
it yet.
So
Yeah.
like, we have a closer bond than what maybe would normally happen, but it's like, it's still an ambiguous or sorry, a more of an anonymous kind of thing, and it's not. We'll most likely never visit or see each other or anything like that. You know what I mean? It's like, maybe after some time passes and this thing blows over and we don't talk and the thing's abandoned and
Yeah.
then that'll be it, right?
Yeah.
Like or not. It's
Well,
up to us, I guess, to keep on.
with real people, can't it? Easy enough. Easy enough that can happen with real people.
Yeah,
Not that you're
I
a
mean,
real person, but you know what I mean.
right, and I think there is that threshold is there. I mean, but we just we choose not to cross it because we want to keep an arm's length of some of this. You know what I mean? It's like it's not prudent to get closer. You know what I mean? Because that would make us more vulnerable in some ways.
I think as well, it's like, what do you need to do it for? You don't need to if you've got like. I'm quite happy. I know you guys. You know what I mean? I know
Yeah.
you guys.
Yeah,
I don't need to come up and rub up against you to know you.
exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like it depends what information you want from someone. If you want to know what's in their brain and what they're talking about, then why the hell are people so obsessed with looking at people's fucking inside leg measurements?
Right, and yeah, it's not important. It's not important. Our it's like
people who have done that because they might want to show their faces or do whatever for whatever reason, and then afterwards they're like, "Oh shit, I'm the only one who's done that."
right.
And then instead of like with you were like, "Oh shit, I'm the only one who did that," and that was it. You just owned it and was like, "All right, that's it." Whereas
Yeah, I mean, and I'll show it again. Like I'll go on camera, right now if I want to, but I just don't want to.
then you're like already feeling threatened because you're in an environment where you're just in. Whereas for you, it's power to you. It's your uniqueness. It's who you are. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing about you. Whereas
Yeah.
like if you're a narcissist in a cult environment, it makes you stand out like a sore thumb, and so it's a negative then. And that goes back to what I was saying about it's not necessarily Dean that's stopping people from succeeding, but being in that environment stops people from succeeding because the second you put your head outside of the norm in any way, you are either a threat or you're to be threatened. You know what I mean?
Right, or you just you stick out as like a sore thumb and be
Right.
noticed for trying something different and sometimes in some circles when somebody kind of steps out of the norm they get ridiculed for it and because a lot of people are not accepting to change a lot very much, so anything that starts to change the status quo is viewed as a threat.
Exactly. And then obviously you get into various people's different ways of controlling groups, and that's different again, and that'll obviously have an impact as well. That's a good analogy.
Right, it's exactly like that. Well, I mean, I think we know each other in like in an intellectual way, right? It's not. I think that's
And it's like, what are your drives? What is it that you're wanting? Are you going out on the pull, or you're going out to talk to people to collaborate artistically, in which case that's fine. The avatar's fine.
Yeah.
It's not a problem. If you were doing a meeting with someone for a business meeting, it's different, isn't it?
Right. Yeah.
You know, or you're trying to broker a deal or something. You want to be able to see, or you're playing poker. You know what I mean? You want to see the faces, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
different.
there's my real picture. There, everybody can see my face. All right.
Oh, face of an angel. Look, let's see if I can do a thing where you can go out. Oh. It's that one. It's that one. No, that's not. That's you. That's me. Is it that one? I don't know. I did it once before. I did it once before. But yeah, comments, and then I'm going to bugger off because it's actually gone an hour over. But it's because it's just so much fun chatting to you, Vic.
Thank you.
So we've only one openly gay dude, and he's married and bad.
And he's married.
Openly gay, though. Openly gay. You know, there's going to be more than that.
Right.
So this was an interesting one from Tommy, I thought, when Tommy started on Rico's side. I do remember that. I do remember this. But was it not just him losing it a bit?
What?
I remember that happening.
He
Was that not?
deserves everything for outsmarting you guys. What? That was his angle?
I remember that. I do remember that.
I see that as just somebody trying to think of every angle to make a video.
I
think
remember
that's just somebody trying to make as many videos, just trying to like, what can I say? What else can I say? That's what I take that as.
Yeah, I mean, either that or he did just, you know, when you're having a piss, sometimes you just have these like mad little thoughts, and you just kind of thought, oh yeah, what about that, and just thought to say it, and then it just got.
Yeah. But that's an interesting angle.
Yeah.
Victim blaming. There's a victim blaming.
I do remember that. But I remember the most thing about that is I've got a weird connection in my head, which just flashes in my head, and maybe it's seen your picture, Curia. But I do remember us all discussing this at Leo's. And that's the bit I remember the most. I don't actually. I remember his video, but I remember you were there, and we all discussed this at Leo's once, and that's how long ago that was. Yeah, just got that mad. That's right. That's Darius's personality. That's right. He did get that mad, and I do remember he lost it a bit. Yes. Well, I thought I may as well. Since his stream streaming us anyway, or whatever he's fucking doing.
Was he doing that? I need to hear some reports. I wonder if anybody was over there.
Oh, I'm not interested.
I just want to see if I was saved, you know.
Oh yeah, of course. Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah. Sorry. How rude you face. I'm not interested in your stream. Only if it's about me, darling. Yeah, sorry.
Right.
See if we've been saved.
That's funny.
Oh yes, please, CP's White Eye, definitely. And not just me, but lots of women. If you want to stand up for all the women in the world against Darius, that'd be great. Because he's not just gone after Candice, but he went after all the ladies who he worked with and a load of other people, wasn't it? As well, just random. What Candice said anyway in her video, as soon as she reached out, or her fellow reached out, all the stories came in, and there was loads and loads.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, look, if he's comfortable doing that, then who knows what else he's comfortable doing? Like, plus, a socially awkward guy that is not, let's say, adept. What I mean? He's not able to, he's not able to express those feelings in a healthy way, so he brings it out in that way. And
yeah,
like I said,
do you know what? I think that's what AltAccount was talking about that time. I said there was a comment that AltAccount said about that I wanted to do a full discussion on. Actually, I think at the time I missed actually seeing you ask that question, AltAccount, and either that or we very much skimmed over it, and I was like, did not do it justice at all. So I really do want to, and it's that whole thing.
Yeah, I think there's generally an awkwardness towards females, and you know,
Yeah.
you can see it in the, like, when he's doing the video on Ursha Gaming. It's very awkward, it's very weird and strange, and you know, I mean, you know, he said that it was kind of like a joke,
Oh, bullshit.
and which I well, I mean, he obviously didn't think that he was going to really get the attention of Virtua Gaming, but you know, it was like a crush that he had, and he wanted to express that,
Yeah,
but
plus,
it just came across in the weirdest way ever.
yeah, I agree with that, and that's how I took it. But then you look at the video, and you're like, and we see how delusional he is to send those photos to Candice for 15 years. That's not any sort of rational person. So, like, at some level, especially when it comes down to like sexual stuff, so you know that that's going to be keying into something in him.
Well, maybe he was hoping for some kind of reaction. I wouldn't say,
Yeah.
you know, maybe in the back of his mind,
He was going to get married to,
like,
but
yeah, but he was maybe looking for a reaction, right?
I wouldn't be surprised if he kind of had a moment where he might have, for a brief moment, thought he was going to get married to her, because remember, he was fucking twigging out on all them drugs. And all that shit, and he was proper on it. So there might have been just like a moment was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go for it anyway, just in case. And it could have been a bit like that.
Well, he obviously doesn't know. He's not I don't know the right way to put this, but he's not capable of socially, like, he's just not socially well, I'm at a loss. I can't find the words, but you know what I mean. He doesn't know how. He's not equipped.
He's not well rounded. He's not got he's not got a varied set of interests. So the way I look at it is I want to try and talk to my son about stuff and like why he can't be on the computer 24/7, why he can't be on the PlayStation 24/7. And believe me, it's fucking hard. Yeah, they're arguing with him all the time, you know. And I'm like, because you need a variety of interests, otherwise nobody will be interested in you.
Right, and I think that's a good point where that Q is coming up, because I think a lot of these men that are not socially capable of, and they view women through this lens of like strippers and porn, and so they, you know what I mean, they have a skewed outlook on what a relationship is and what it takes to capture somebody's like a woman's imagination and this and that, and they just have a poor view on it, you know what I mean? Like they see women as like something, you know what I mean? It's not man, I'm not smart enough to talk to express this thought.
I know
but
what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. It's a really deep subject, and no wonder you can't express it, because once you start, it's a can of worms, and in this place it just expands. It's like a sunrise of worms. I think, and it's just like that, and you're like, where was the thread of the tail of the worm that I was following for this analogy? It's so perfect and so crazy that it's going to just keep creating itself now, because it is just that perfect a thing, you know. It's just, that's what these guys, it's what a lot of it was based on, and a lot of obviously my experience of things has come of it. And then you've got Dean and people like that who are strutting about to all these losers to go, oh, I'm cooler than you. So, that's why we're here in it, to watch this shit.
I'm cooler than you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You. Hey,
That's
Ron,
fine.
have you
Go
phoned
ahead
yet?
and be cooler than me.
Ron, where is he? Where is he? You better be here. I saw him earlier. There you are, Ron. Now then, you've got a nerve. You've got a nerve coming around here with your low-grade phone. I've heard that you've just got a very, very, very shit phone, Ron. And what right have you got to have an opinion when your phone is worse than Dean TV's phone?
Sorry?
Right. I think you're right. No, basically,
He's on the spectrum like me. Sweet Canadian gamer. Cyan. A bunch of them.
yeah. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, his
My family.
social. his social ineptitude is definitely um, points to that. Also, his lack of like he never had a reaction to his father passed away recently, right? It was in January or something, and he never really came addressed that, you know. So I mean, I don't know if that's maybe that's close to his chest or whatever, but did he ever like talk about that on stream or on a video? Like
I heard you say something happened in January. That's all I heard.
yeah, I don't think he ever talked about it. So maybe he had like this like a lack of like emotion towards that.
Oh, was this the cats he's talking about, or his dad?
No, I'm talking his father.
Oh, I know.
It seems like he had more of a reaction. Like he talked about his cats getting sick, and then he never mentioned his father, right?
Hmm.
So that seems weird, and I think that's somebody on the spectrum, you know, has.
Maybe, but then if you've got, but then you see, again, it's a kind of worms because, you know, looking at it from a perspective of a normal person, someone like a really, really big death happens, you might not want to tell all these
Talk,
things.
right.
About
Yeah, no, I get that, right?
it.
You know,
But then at the same time, why would you be sat there streaming to him?
that's what I'm thinking, because like I would be curious to know the timeline of like what was going on with his father and his streaming and what he was doing at that time.
Yeah, I mean, there's a part of me that's like, oh yeah, you need that distraction and things like that. But for me, my experience, like when my father passed, you want to be around people who've also been through a very similar experience of one way or another, so you don't
Right.
have to constantly explain stuff.
Well, I would hope to see, if I was to look at like the timelines, you know what I mean, cross reference his father's passing with what his activity online. I would hope to see like where he wasn't streaming for a week or so during that time, because he was like not able to. But like you're saying, you know, a good distraction might be good to keep your mind off things, and then so who knows.
Yeah, I watched the whole of. We did Next Generation and Deep Space Nine when my dad died. Me and my brother, we did the lot, just one after another.
Yeah.
We'd seen them all to death, but we just fucking did it.
Yeah, just to keep your mind off of it. And
it was actually really good. That was one of the only positive times I remember from that time, because when someone like that dies, it's like 2 years before you realise, and then 2 years later you pop up and you're like, okay, you just carry on. You know what I mean? But that 2 years is like fucked up, but then it goes, and it's like I didn't have a memory of it really. That much remember it. It was just gone. Just 2 years gone.
Yeah. So I don't know. So like I think that, you know, if we're trying to diagnose, you know, that does point to somebody that's on the spectrum that would have a lack of emotion, right?
With him, yeah, definitely. He never picked up on me straight away, the radar for that. But the more I've looked at it from that point of view, and the more he's behaved in the way that he's behaved recently, the levels of delusion with how he's, you know, you know, I'm not. I
mean, there's definitely a lack of self-awareness. I mean, even when he was doing the rants and stuff and like talking smack about people, and it's like, you know, when I think the thing I said way back when was his throne of shit. Like he was like looking down at people on his big, like he lived on a hill, but his hill was shit, and he's looking down at people that, you know, and he doesn't have the self-awareness to be like, you know, like, I know I'm no piece of shit, but look at this guy, you know. He was just straight up vitriol towards any person, and it got him attention, it got him those dopamine hits,
but his standards were not as low as these guys now,
right?
Even Darius with his shit standards, and I mean that, well, I say that, I mean that his standards of like honor and shit like that, absolutely out of the window. I'd say that Albert has got a higher level of that. Weirdly, he's not got a high level of integrity, but loyalty and honor, like that. A weird.
I can see that.
It's a weird version of it, but it exists. With Darius, it's just patheticism. It's just it's just a soggy cotton wool boy. He really is. And I mean, it's come to a head when he's been found out for that. And what's his response? Is so weak. His response is to hide behind someone who wears nappies.
Yeah.
That in itself is beautiful. When you started doing your placeholder videos, did you envision that that's where we'd end up? That this is where we'd end up right now? I never thought that would happen.
No.
When I was watching your placeholder videos, you know what I mean? I never thought we'd end up here, me and you.
Yeah,
So
I know.
it's-
I never thought I'd end up in this too. I never thought. I mean, I don't know what I thought, but I never thought I would end up making friends and being like on people's streams and talking. I wouldn't.
either.
I was so far from anything.
We had a bit going off in Rick, so people did connect, but I think once you got over here because of Volp and Albert, it was very much like no one bothered. You know what I mean? It was rare that people even go around to each other's streams if people did stream.
Yeah.
There was a few people who did, but it was rare.
Yeah,
But-
it's been a very interesting journey, and I'm glad that it happened.
It's not finished yet, mate. We've got it to
No.
go. 5 ones to
Yeah.
go, and the sun. So,
The sun. Yes.
Right, well, I'm going to go now. So thank you so much for coming on the stream, because I was just like, oh my God, I'm just going to fat pack this in after an hour. I was like, I just couldn't be bothered because
Yeah.
I don't obviously loads going off, some of which I don't really want to talk. I didn't want to talk about, so it kind of got me from my drama bite for the week.
Right.
I massively appreciated you and Don Kingsley's Donkey Kong channel coming on. Massive appreciation for you guys.
Yeah. I mean, I was planning on just like ignoring everything and just doing my own thing, but I was like, nah, I'm not gonna leave CP hanging.
Oh, thanks, good. It wouldn't have mattered though, honestly. I massively appreciate it, but there's no expectation, absolutely no expectations on anyone. And if you hadn't turned up, I'd have said my bit, done my little bit, and I'd done my bit. Do you know what I mean? And I would have just done my time of reading, and that would probably make it up to an hour. So it's no big You know what I mean? It's just doing a bit short stream. So
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah,
I had
but
fun.
appreciate it. Yeah, I had fun as well. I really enjoyed doing the tarot with you guys tonight. So yes, thank you all for coming. We've got El Chingo in. We've got Cuya and Wisp. Thank you for coming. And Don Kingsley's Donkey Kong channel. Thank you for coming. And thank you for coming and talking on the panel. Bye, Vic.
It's always a good time.
Oh, thanks, Alta Count. It was awesome seeing you, and thank you for coming and sticking around. It was great, and coming after all that stuff. Oh yeah, like Darius, we missed that bit about him going after Destiny FOMO.
Huh.
We'll have to go into that one
Right.
next time.
Yeah, I mean, there's always weirdness when it comes to females.
That's it, and he said Ricardo because he knew that maybe he could tell that Ricardo had a thing. Thank you, CP's White Knight. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you for convincing Luke for me. What else have we got? Harold, thank you for coming. Yes, they are all desperately lonely. Thank you, Harold. And is that it? And then there's me. That is us, I think. That's all of us. Oh, Ron. Sorry, how could I forget you, Ron?
Oh, of course, Ron. Yes.
Hey, man. Nice to see you. And Dr. Zayas, I hope you enjoyed your reading. Nice to see you. Mr. Ben Spastic, thank you very much for coming. Was really happy to see you when I turned it on. Thank you. And then we've got the Opal Palace. The fake Opal Palace is always welcome here. The real Opal Palace, don't even think about it. And that's that. Oh, Muscular Cyborg Man, of course.
Yes, Muscle Cyborg Man. Yes.
Thank you for coming. Oh, and Judge Judy. Oh, it's just got loads,
Just.
millions and millions of people.
It's been a great stream.
Yeah, it's been nice and chilled for a
Yeah.
drama stream. I was wondering how it'd turn out because obviously I've done quite a bit of drama these last couple of days with the Fiverr Twig. So I was like, well, I've not saved any for this, but
We
You
managed to squeeze some blood out of this stone.
yeah. We'll do it all again next week. But obviously, no expectations. If anyone wants to come next week, that's fantastic. If not, I will talk about Darius's voodoo. That will be the topic of conversation for next week. Is the voodoo effect of Darius Truxton, and I will do a little presentation. So there we go. All right, cheers, Vic.
All right, cheers.
Have a good one.
You
And
too.
bye, everyone. Have
Bye,
a nice
chat.
rest of your day, rest of your night. Bye.